We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind.
Hello, welcome to Two Minds and a Mind. I am Tuli, one of your hosts, and we are here. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome. Let me tell y'all something. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good, and I'm looking good. What more can I say? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Everybody have a good week so far? Well, it's the end of the week. So how was your week?
Oh man. Wow. My week was very interesting. How was y'all's?
It's very interesting too.
I was too. I don't know how much more my heart can take. It's like peeling an onion. It's something like, and then you say, okay, I got this. All right, that's cool. Then it's another. It's like, oh, is that lifting up? Is it another? It's another layer.
Oh my God, yes.
Say,
yeah.
That's the other. Okay, that's fine. You said
you getting more layers peeled up. That's all right.
Oh my goodness.
Be deeper. I know I said it's always. I can't take anymore. I've talked to.
She literally described my week.
I said I can't take. I don't want to hear anything else. Anything else. I don't want to know anything else. I said it several times.
No more onions.
Really?
That is enough. That's enough.
Well, ladies, y'all want to share anything in particular, ladies?
No. No.
Listen,
she's talking for me today.
Out there.
She's talking for me today. It's crazy. That's exactly
Palau, rain dance. You got to do whatever you got to do to pray and to get strength.
Yes.
You all right. You barely handle it. You be well able to handle it.
During the walk.
Something. It's the mental,
yes,
like you're mentally strong. Okay, I can do this. I can this situation. Sure.
Yeah.
It eats away at your you're not going crazy. It's just like your brain is just tired from just like processing craziness.
Yep.
Like you look well put, but in your brain is like, give me a break.
Your brain. That's like how now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. How do you balance or rest how do you rest your brain?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that question.
Rest your mind. Mom used to tell me, sit out and rest your mind. Now I know what resting my mind.
Yes.
So is. I need to rest my mind. I need to rest
you know what's crazy? That's what I teach, to rest their minds, and I don't rest mine. Isn't that crazy? I forget. Like, I'm on the go and I feel like I got to get everything done and I don't have any time to rest my mind, but I'm here teaching others. You got to remember to take a time and rest that brain of yours and rest that, that day, that loaded life. And I'm here like, okay, bye. Running. I forget to rest my mind. And you described my week exactly like peeling an onion. You take a break and it's like, okay, you got this. Peel more. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm so happy it's almost the weekend. I mean, I'm just happy that
it's almost here. But the reason that y'all are having those problems is I have a quote that I want to share with y'all, and maybe it's encouraging to y'all. Both of you young ladies are what I consider to be successful.
Mhm.
And because you are successful, there's sometimes hurdles and challenges that you have to overcome. So what I want to leave everyone who is successful with is this saying, and that is, if you think being successful is hard, then you should try being a failure.
You think it's harder?
No, it'd be easier, right?
No.
It all depends on what the person's mindset is. If they're okay with being that way, not being successful, and that's what gives them peace. Believe it or not, there are some people that have better lives that way than the people that are doing a lot. It's just there's definitely a result or like a hard work.
Let's scuba analyze. Scuba analyze.
Yeah, let's scuba analyze what she just said. Why would you take something that's basic and true, just what I said, and try to dispute it?
No, not at all. I'm not trying to dispute it.
In other words, if you think that being successful is difficult, you should try being a failure.
No, I understand that completely. But what is
so
a failure?
So you should agree and say, "Oh, that's a good deal," whether you dispute it.
But what's being a failure to you? What's the definition of a failure?
No, you just tried to say, well, being a failure is really, some people are cool and some people like it.
Well, I'm sorry. So I take it back.
For some people.
What is a failure to you? What is the definition of a failure?
That's all I
Let's pull it up. I'm glad that you asked.
I want to know what you're talking about.
No, I just gave a quote at the beginning of the show because you get your quotes at the end. So my quote at the beginning of the show is,
you did it right now.
If you think that being successful is hard, then you should consider failure.
So can you explain that? I thought we were scuba analyze that.
I did. I'm pulling up the word. She says she wants to pull up the word failure. So I'm pulling up the word failure because she wants to know the definition of the word failure. So I just pulled it up right here. Can y'all see that screen?
Yeah.
Failure is lack of success.
Wow.
So I said, if you think being a successful person is difficult, then you should try being a failure.
Okay. What is success?
Let's pull it up.
SUCCESS. That's the way we feel success.
The accomplishment of an aim or purpose.
Okay. So you feel like it's harder not to have a purpose or an accomplishment than to be successful.
So
I understand.
Whenever you got to work hard, and whenever you have to work at something, it's going to take a lot more effort. So even if you can kind of get discouraged throughout the process, think of what life will be like if you were actually a failure. You're going to have challenges either way. You got to work at it. Don't give up. For all those students out there, and this message is for somebody in radio land under the sound of my voice, I want you to stay encouraged. Don't give up. Being successful is going to take effort. But I tell you, if you're a failure, you're going to experience a lot more hardships than you would if you were successful at what you're doing. Listen to what you ladies talk about is something that's really, really good, because what you're telling me, as I scuba analyze what you were saying, the reason why y'all have that quote unquote mental fatigue is because you ladies have spent your week being constructive. And oftentimes when you're constructive, you basically find yourself facing a lot of different problems and being asked, how can I solve this problem? How can I resolve this conflict? And when you're being constructive with your mind in that way, it's good to take some rest and take some breaks. So I'm glad. I hope this show does just that for you. Give you a little time away. This is what I do. I'm a life coach. This is what I do.
Take a break, guys. This
when
is
I do that, I do get up and I go to talk to a young man who works with me. So yeah, I do get up and I'll go just so I can make sure, I have to get up and go walk because I leave the situation and I go.
Good deals. That's good deals. That's good deals. I want to ask y'all for some advice.
So I'm sorry, Bueno, I interrupted you. I just don't want to.
No. You can go ahead, but I'd like to ask y'all for some advice once you finish speaking. I'd like to ask y'all for some advice on something. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm just curious to know what the decompression action is for you guys. I heard Thule saying she gets up and walk. Is that the decompression that you usually have, Tuli, or do you have other leeways to decompress when you're able to?
I think when I get up, because my office is like roasty, toasty, cozy, roasty. It's so warm, and I have it warm. Then when I get up and come out that door, it is freezing, and I think I give myself my brain a shock. And I walk down the hall, and I go into that other room, and then he has a heater too sometimes, but not as high as mine. But his room is toasty as well. So I think it's just that shock, and I may go downstairs and get some coffee or get some water, and I come right back. But then I don't like to stay gone long because it's stuff I still got to do. So,
Right.
yeah, that decompression, that's that part. I just get up and go and just throw something else at the guy, at him, and we just talk about something totally different usually sometimes, and then we get back to it, and then he'll reel me back in and tell me what I got to do.
Okay.
Hey, well, I'm glad you got a good, solid team. Dr. Joe, sounds like you got a good team and doing what you do as a therapist. But here's some advice I want from y'all.
Breathing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was asked by a concerned parent if I would consider accepting an invitation to appear at Career Day at a local school.
Okay.
Give me advice. What do y'all think I should do?
Okay.
Love. Don't talk to the kids about love. You got to do something else. I know being loved out is your career, but you gonna have to do something different. Unless you're gonna tell, be kind to everybody. You're gonna do that spin, but teaching children how to love like you the love doctor. You got love.
And you can't go saying if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. Like you can't go telling these kids this kind of quotes you be coming out with. But
you better go. You got to be on your P's and Q's. These are kids, and they, you're gonna you can quickly lose your audience, regardless if the parents, parents are there or administrators are there, because they can only do so much, and the kids don't do what they want to do, from what I understand, which is also a whole nother topic. It's so disturbing. We can go there too after this, but yeah, go ahead and do it. You don't have anything else better to do.
Okay, so 2 is that a yes?
What should you? What?
It sounds like that's a yes, Tula. Is that what I'm hearing?
First of all, they need to be. I hope they got them parents coming. Let's talk about that. That's who need to be doing their career day. But that's another story. Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it, it's up to you. That's up to you. If you feel like you can pour something into some kids, it may not necessarily even be career related. That could be your door to get in. Didn't necessarily have to do that. You could be, reach one, teach one, each one. What you say? What's your thing? You say?
That's right.
What you say? You can use that opportunity, sneak something in there, some good little, behavior or life lesson. You don't have to say, well, I'm a da-da-da-da-da. This is what I do every day. Do you know how to screw? Do you know who gives you electricity? Do you know who,
what's the key? Problem solving.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So Dr. Joe, is that a yes?
I'm in between, just to be honest. I think it's a beautiful thing for you to go pour. It's awesome. However, I'm just here thinking that is career day in general, or is it just parents? Just to be clear.
No. It's a school to talk to the kids.
Yeah,
I know, but is it just like the parents are going to go talk about career day, or is it anybody can go talk about career day?
Apparently,
I don't know the answer to that question. So let me repeat. I was invited. A parent invited me to attend and accept an invitation to be a career day speaker at their kids' school.
Yeah.
So you sound like you already accepted it. So what you asking us about it for?
No, I have not accepted it. I want to get your advice.
Oh, I thought you said I accepted it.
I think, yeah.
No, so for clarification, I would like your opinion. I have not done anything. I received an
That
invitation. They would like for me to accept it, but I haven't yet. I want to get your input.
Understood.
What grade is this?
I was just about to say that. What grade is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that would be a lot to do with it because you would need to be able to. You would know your ability, and your abilities to communicate on different levels. Not saying that you, being an adult, cannot communicate to a kid. Not saying that, but you would need to know. You would need to know the grade level in which you're communicating. I don't know if it's a middle school or
High school, little kids.
you know.
Like, know your
Julie,
audience.
Is that a yes? Dr. Joe, is that a yes?
I don't see why not. Go ahead. I want to see the recording too, please. We
All
will
right,
show the
so-
recording here live. I would like to see your speech.
So it sounds like I'm getting a yes from both of y'all.
I don't see why not.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
All right.
Oh, you ain't hear me say yes. My husband ain't finna get me. You ain't hear me say yes.
I said, go ahead if that's what you want to do.
Good side. You ain't hear me say yes. You need to.
Tula, well, hold on. Well, speak up. Let me give you the big camera. Let me give you the big camera. Go ahead and speak up.
I don't need that. What do you mean?
Go ahead, Tula.
Hey, hey, listen. It's a lot.
I'm asking for your advice. Come on now.
Unpeel.
Unpeel one more layer. Unpeel one more layer for me, okay?
She can't no more. She got to take a break.
Tell you something. I have learned. I have forming opinions without all the facts that I need to form this educated opinion. I asked you. You don't know if it's elementary. You don't know if it's high school. You know, based on those answers, would probably.
All right, so let's do something. Then. If I told you it was high school, what would your answer be then?
Oh, I would say no.
All right. If I told you it was middle school, what would you say?
I would say middle school. No, don't go there.
So if I said elementary school, what would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted you guys' opinion. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing.
Middle school,
while
you're
we're
gonna
sharing-
come out there peeling onions.
While we're sharing, can I share a story with y'all?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And this right here is a public service announcement. So the public service announcement, what I want everybody to do is I want to challenge everybody to go in their medicine cabinet and check all of their herbs and see if they are expired or not. I recently
Don't
came
do
aware
that.
that I've been taking expired herbs. Oh my goodness.
Why?
Oh my goodness.
Why
Oh
is that?
my goodness. Horrible experience. Wow.
What happened?
So it actually happened last night.
Wait a minute. Expired
night, yeah.
herbs?
Yeah, it happened last night. Listen,
What kind of herbs?
I was just feeling so dizzy, just instantly. I started feeling so dizzy, I could barely stand up. Everything just got real blurry. I like, oh my goodness. The feeling I'll describe it is when you're a little kid. I don't know if you ever used to try to hang upside down and let all the blood flow through your head.
Yes.
That's exactly what it felt like. Oh my goodness. I
Now,
want to thank Tuli because Tuli was there to assist.
yeah.
My beautiful wife was there to assist as well.
Why you call me beautiful?
What? Because you married.
They don't change nothing.
You married, and you still kind of you still
She's
kind of
so beautiful.
on the answer on whether or not I should accept the invitation. You took me through the ringer.
Being married does not take the beautiful away from a woman.
They don't change nothing.
Wow. So nevertheless, I ended up going home and I started walking back all my steps. Like, what did I do? What did I eat? And instantly, right before I left the house, I took, they're called bitter herbs. Like, they're good for your liver detoxing and stuff. And it tastes horrific. But I took a whole lot of it because the bottle's almost empty. I was like, let me
Why did you do that though? Why did you take so much?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask a series of questions. Okay. Remember, I'm the person who does this now. Why did you take that much of the herb?
I don't think it was that much. It was just that it comes in droplets.
Gotcha.
So it still wasn't that much. Like it still ain't that much. But the reason is because I haven't took it in a while. I was going through my medicine cabinet and I stumbled across like, oh, I forgot about this. You know what? Let me take some. Let me take a little extra to make up for the lost time that I haven't.
Wow.
Taken. Okay, question. Why were you going through the medicine cabinet?
I take my medicine. I take my herbs. It's a medicine cabinet, but I call it medicine, but it's actually herbs. I don't have the pharmaceutical medication, so clear that up.
That's fine. That's fine. I was, just wondering.
You're not the first woman that told me I'm fine.
Okay.
I bet you I ain't the only one that didn't mean it that way too. Okay. So
fusion.
You just took it because that was you were just taking your vitamins for the day or whatever, right?
Yeah. And I looked on the side and I saw that bottle. I never really take that bottle. It's kind of in the back or to the side. And I saw it. I was like, you know what? Let me take that. Yeah. I ain't took that in a minute. Yeah.
When you had that particular herb, were you taking it for a particular ailment, or is that just a regular like a vitamin D? What kind of herb was it?
If you give me 1 second, I actually remember the name of it. I can pull it up really quick and I can be very specific to answer your question. So just bear with me one moment. I'm about to load the screen up right now as we speak.
Now, Tuli, while he's pulling that out, I have a question for you. How often should a person should be cleansing their liver, and how often?
I wouldn't say about well, it all depends on how you're eating too.
Okay.
So what is this? It all depends on how you're eating and what you put in your system. Because sometimes the food that you eat can cleanse your liver. Let's see. What is this for? Immune system.
Can you see that? What's in it?
Oh, okay, Dalian.
Oh, what was in it is, I was just wondering what was used for.
Oh, you just want to know? Okay.
They had apple cider vinegar in it. Were you aware of that?
It has all that stuff in it.
No, I said it has apple cider vinegar in it. Did you know that?
Yeah, you can taste it. It tastes like vinegar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's those are, you asked what did I took. I just wanted to show you that's what it was that I took.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out why you thought that was what made you sick. Like felt like, how many?
Because that's what I took.
How old was it?
2 years old. And here's the thing. I got up this morning and I was like, you know what? Let me go and check my medicine cabinet to see if I have other expired herbs. And I stopped. I literally had about 10 different herbs all back in there that were all expired. And I was like, whoa, this is scary. I was like, let me tell y'all, because I know y'all got some expired herbs in y'all medicine cabinet. Somebody out here. And I'm not the only one. That's all I'm saying. So I want to challenge y'all. Go and check y'all stuff and get rid of them expired herbs, okay?
Check my stuff, okay? Because I know I got something expired. I'm good for doing expired stuff. Now let me tell you something. Now this is true. Yes, I have expired herbs and
Bam.
But just because it's an it comes to expiration date does not mean you can't use it. So it's a herb. Sometimes herbs sit and they become more potent as they sit.
Ferment, right.
Depends on the herb, but yeah, I wouldn't have 2 years. Yeah, maybe, but I don't think that caused your situation. I really think that it was your lack of water.
Oh, listen. I'm glad because that water helped.
Yeah, I know.
So it helped. She's right.
That's why
right.
Yes. So I don't think it was the herbs, to be honest with you. I really think it was just you were dehydrated.
And you know why I was dehydrated? Because my day yesterday was one of those days sound like you've been having throughout the whole week, both of y'all. You get so tied up, so much is going on, you don't have time for you ain't ate breakfast, you ain't ate lunch, you've been and you look up and you just rushing and it's just a lot going on.
I think that's why I try to well, I don't do much with it, but I do try to take a break. In my the person I work with think I'm trying to make them fat, and I'm like, sometimes you just want to break, just go outside and stop what you're doing, but and eat. You definitely have to drink water, and if you're doing teas, that will make you dehydrated. So make sure you drink a water just like you're drinking a tea, or more than you drinking a tea.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all indeed. Y'all spot on. So everybody out there in
Okay.
chat room, I want to challenge y'all. Go and check your medicine cabinets. Some of y'all out there in these streets with expired herbs. I know it.
So much.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Oh yeah. Oh
Somebody
yeah.
said he needs to work on his self-care. Wow.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
How much is the life
Inappropriate
insurance? Bueno, we're just checking for for our sister.
inappropriate comments, but what I want to do is speaking. Y'all ain't no good. Y'all ain't no good. But check this out. I see we got someone backstage. I think they're ready. Wave your hand if you're ready and got your sound right and ready to come on board.
yeah,
Want to
let's
bring the one and the only Confederate State 48. Welcome to the show. What up, buddy?
see.
Hey everyone, can y'all hear me pretty good?
Hello.
Yes,
Oh, good. Yeah, just want to start out as you already know. I'm gonna start from my top left and work my way around to Commissioner Doctor Tooley, to the one and only Love Doctor, to Dr. Resident Joe, to Ra Tony Smith in his absence. This is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscription, and hit the cash out. Yes, it's good to see y'all tonight. I had a long road to get back here. I tell you, some very, very tough obstacles, but we here. As one of the Akeem says a lot of times in the comments, we're here. So I'm just glad to be here tonight. I'm glad to see all y'all smiling faces. Just glad to see everybody's alive and well for the most part. And
Mhm.
just enjoying the show tonight. Um I was hearing you saying something, Miss Tully, about the water intake. That's one of my deficiencies,
Mhm.
as I'm not an avid water drinker. I do, however, drink fluids, pretty much water-based fluids, but not typically water in itself. Not that it has a bad taste. It's just that I'm not trained per se to just take in water constantly.
Mhm.
um and I should know better. I've been down this road before. I had a kidney failure as a
Mhm.
result of drinking a lot of coffee. um it really done me really bad. I had chronic kidney failure, but that was along with the cancer, what have you. But thus far I've been kind of since my lab's been coming back, they've been coming back positive. But water, I remember that you had mentioned a while back saying it's probably pretty good. I don't know if you or I was talking about adding a little bit of lemon to your water or something like that, opposed to like sugars and all that stuff like that. If you're just a person that don't drink water, I just kind
Mhm.
of give it a little bit of taste to it. But it's just the fact that I just don't typically drink water. Like I used to say, people say, "Hey, do you work out?" I say, "No, I don't work out." For one of the reasons I don't, because my job when I used to work, my job required me to do a lot of physical, things such as lifting and all that. I moved furniture for like 15 years. So
Oh, well.
I said, well, you know what? If I could lift all this furniture and stuff like this and do all this for 10,
Mhm.
12 hours a day, why should I go out and lift weights? It just didn't make sense to me. And
Yeah.
besides, I just didn't want to get involved with something that I couldn't stay committed to. I like
Right.
to, I like to be engaged with things I do, and if I can't stay committed and lose interest, I don't want to have no parts of it. I just don't like to do stuff halfway and kind of like, you know. But it's interesting that like the love doctor just said too about checking in your medicine cabinets for expired herbs and things of that nature. I don't know how true it is. I had watched a segment on a news channel probably some years ago, and it talked about expired medications and things of that nature. And I can't say if it's true or was it just myth. They said some medicines when they're expired and they sit longer, they actually does better than opposed to medications that are just freshly dispensed. I don't know how true that is, but they
Mhm.
say some medicines have a longer shelf life than other medicines. So you probably will have to really do your research to find out what medicines have to, be thrown away right away when they expire, opposed to just throwing away because of an expiration date. My wife is one of those people. If a loaf of bread said the 28th and the bread sit to the 29th, she ready to throw it out.
And
but me, I grew up in poverty, like
mhm.
poverty. So we had a saying: if it didn't have a fur coat on it, you don't throw it away. One of those kind of things like that. If it didn't have fur on it, you ate it. I mean, and so I'm still here, but who's not to say that
That's
didn't
right.
contribute to some of my, my underlying health issues. But anyways, wonderful show tonight. Just glad to be here. And I heard you saying something, Love Doctor, about you trying to do something about a speaking engagement or
Yeah, you
taking
know what?
on a.
Let me get your opinion on that. Someone invited me to appear at a school for career day to speak to the children. I have not yet accepted the offer. What do you think?
Okay, define the word children in terms of like a child, adolescent. Because you have different stages of children. Because you can say if you're under 18, you're a child, or if you're a middle schooler, or a high schooler, or a preschooler, or you know what I mean. So if you can define the word school, a
Child.
child, then
Mhm.
I can probably say, and then what's the curriculum in terms of what will you speak on?
All right. So the first question you asked me, the answer is I don't know.
Mm,
However, the parent who asked me, they have kids in middle school and high school. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be either the middle school or the high school.
okay. Now, with that being said, how about the demographics of the venue?
I don't know anything. The conversation was just more so, hey, my kids, they're gonna have career day coming up.
Hmm.
Would you be interested? They need to see successful black men and
I
what they
agree.
do. And I said, hey, thank you for the for the offer. Let me get back with you. And I don't really have too much information outside of that.
Well, I can say this for my quote unquote short period of time knowing you, which I think I've been knowing you for a while. So I
Yeah,
can
yeah, we
safely
go back. I remember you said Super Bowl,
That's
Arizona
right.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
I can safely say that you would be qualified to do such because you've proven yourself in society. You've proven yourself among your constituents and your peers. You've proven yourself by your education, and just the person that you are. I think it would be good for someone just to hear a voice, a man of integrity, a
Mhm.
man that has a lot to offer. So I think it would be um, a good opportunity. And I just think if that opportunity presents itself, it only gets greater from that point on. I don't think you go backwards in life. You don't seem like the type that goes backwards in life. I think it'll catapult your career, whatever that may be in terms of speaking to people. It'll enhance that. So my opinion, that I think it would be a good opportunity because we need that. And for a matter of fact, I just talked about that the last lament about that. We need men of integrity to stand up and talk to the youth, to inspire them to be politicians and be things that are not antiquated with this AI coming up in the days to come. So we need real life human beings with real life experiences and real life, challenges and adversity that you overcame, and that you can shed some light on those things for people that's down a path that you've already traveled. You know what I mean? And so I'm pretty much can guarantee the population of the young men that you're probably going to talk to, and I'm sure it's not just all young men, but girls and boys likewise. But some of them probably came from a single parent home.
Mhm.
Some of them had foster care. This a diverse crowd. So I think you have a lot to offer. You know, and so yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think you would do fine. And if you did
Man,
do
well,
it,
listen,
you
I
would definitely
appreciate you.
need you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but if in fact you did take up on that offer, it would be good to have that recorded to some degree, whether it's somebody taking minutes or somebody video it or something, because I think that'll be a good carbon footprint, to show you where you started out in your first official speaking engagement with to this magnitude and to where to take you in the future when you can look back at it as a time capsule.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Let me ask you a question too. It's more so of Thule, she sounds like she's on the fence about me going, and why do you think Thule feels that way? Because I remember I've been to the venue and I've seen Thule actually speak encouraging words to children over in Africa, and I thought she did
I
an
saw that too.
outstanding job. So why do you think Thule is so reserved about me?
Okay, in my opinion for that. Now that's a good question. I hope I can provide, not hope, but I kind of recall I can provide a different a better answer to the question. I think in my humble opinion is that Miss Tooley has a different dynamic in terms of what her responsibility is as being a commissioner too. So she really has to be very, meticulous when she chooses her words, the
Mm-hmm.
crowd she addresses, what to say, what to do, what type of advice to get. Because in the world of politics, there's a lot of mudslinging goes on, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that can be misinterpreted. So I think it's best that she kind of be a little reserved, because when you have an office like that, you can't really just speak out just like you know when a question is asked of you. You know what I mean? Unless it's like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in a setting as such as this, when you got viewers and you got, you're on a platform where there's, the public that's eyeing, because you can just use some semantics, and you didn't really mean what you said, and it kind of came out the wrong way, and then people take that and run with it, and then there's a controversy that started. So I think the answer, whatever answer she gave you, it was a genuine answer. It came from her lob. It came out of Kogma, and I think that if you give it a little time, you'll get the answer from her that you need. Not so much as what you desire, but the answer that you need.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Thule.
Oh, beautiful. No, he is exact. He right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now,
all right.
Dr. Joe, however,
Mm-hmm.
she should definitely be giving you an answer, because she deals she deals with, you know what I'm saying, she deals with the youth, and she deals on a daily basis with you. Not saying that Miss Tooley doesn't, because she's a grandmother, she's a mother as well. So but Dr. Joe's craft is dealing with the youth, and
That's right.
so she can really write it, kind of dissect what you're attempting to do, and really give you a leg up, so to speak, as to taking that opportunity. So I don't know what Resident Joe, Dr. Joe, her answer was to you, but if
Oh,
I
her
were
answer
you,
was yes. She think I
oh
should
well,
go.
see, look at her. There you have it. So you got
And
two.
now again, resident, I mean, Confederate. The high schoolers, I did have a question mark just because I know that crowd.
Right.
Crowd, you got to be specific with that crowd. If not, you're gonna lose them. They're not interested, and they won't. You go in there, you might as well don't go.
Right.
That's the high school crew. Just being realistic. It's a little bit more difficult.
Cool. If it's something being forced on them, they're not gonna really pay attention. Like, okay, we're gonna have Mr. Smith come and talk to us. It's a career day. They be like, oh, they are so boring every time. It's just somebody telling
Yes.
me what they do. It depends. Now, if they have it separated and they say, okay, this is gonna be after school, if somebody's gonna come to speak to this club,
Right.
and that is a group of kids that have a common interest. Everybody there will want to probably.
That's a good point.
Right.
So it depends on doing that. I'm surprised they even still do career days, especially if it's done the same way.
Right.
That when my kids had it, but it just depends. It just depends on.
I think Love Doctor himself, honestly though, his personality, the way that he can diversify himself, I
Yeah.
think he can reach that tough crowd. You know, I know he can because just because he has little hues of gray there, but he still has a youthful look. You know what I mean? He know how to come up with some good humor, some dry humor. He can reach his
Yeah.
crowd. You
That's
know
what
I mean?
worries me, Confederate. That's right. Without me.
Worried about because as soon as they gonna come back, and he can't come back. You can't come back like you come back. You know,
Yes.
you can't do. You just it's a certain way you just have to be when you're dealing with people's kids because it's
Yeah.
it's like a lot of
It's tricky. It can be tricky.
Right.
I think like a grammar school crowd is so much easier. You're gonna grab them. You lose them and catch them back in there. You know.
he's talking
Right.
about. Yeah, he's this is a visitor. It's
Yes.
excited for visitors.
Yes. Anything to get away with school. It's fine. Talk to us.
Right.
Kids, it's like, listen, I have things to do. Like, what do you want to tell me? You know, but I think it all depends on the crowd. Like I said, I think he'll be good. If it's smaller kids, it's easier to grab their attention and give that
But
advice.
the thing with the younger kids, in my opinion, they may pay attention, but their attention span is probably a little bit more shorter than it would be opposed to kids that's in high school because they've been conditioned a little more. Only because they go to period. Like I think is it still called periods? Like you go to second period, third period,
I think so.
stuff like that, opposed to like you shoving a bunch of 6-year-olds in one room and sitting them down on the carpet on these mats, and you know what I'm saying, and nap time and all
Oh
that.
yeah, no. Forget
So, but I
about
think-
that. It's like 2 minutes speech and you good to go. Yes.
Creative when you do that. Yeah.
Right, and then I think too, what you love, Doctor. When you do take the, I really would desire for you to take that opportunity because I think that you can bring so much to the table. You can do a little bit of a little bit of everything, a little bit of Q&A to engage them to see what they thoughts, or to see what's in the mind of the youth in today's society is a good thing to do.
It depends on your angle too. That's what I was.
Right? Yeah.
So Tuli, is that a yes or that's a no?
She's not
She's
giving
not.
you no answer. I love that to stop
Yes,
that.
give you advice in different areas, and you just gotta see what that.
Yes, I will have to be there.
You know what? I'll ask if the
You will have to call me live.
No, if I'm coming to you for your career day.
Well, I want you to know I went with you when you spoke with the kids in Africa, and you did a great job.
Oh,
I mean, you had no choice.
I did have a choice. It wasn't forced.
Oh, you guys were in Africa like all together?
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to see.
I do too.
I would like to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But what I want to do is I want to share with y'all one quick clip.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 3 to 4 minutes long. I want to share with y'all, and I want to get y'all input on this, and I want to see the advice that all y'all have given me. I want y'all to see if we can take a look at this and examine it, and I want y'all to give me y'all some advice on this particular situation. Let's take a closer look.
Is going viral for something other than her music.
Fans know her as Dank Damas, and they're fuming after a Lyft driver allegedly denied her a ride because of her size. What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What am I gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in a Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turned down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL is full.
No, I don't ever have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Carter.
A few moments later.
Peace, Big Day. How you? You good?
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Stormy. How you doing? Peace, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, King.
Got it. Yep. It's the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
There's one more.
A bigger chair or something?
Because she already little.
We had
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is the accommodation.
There you go.
All right. Y'all talk to me. This is a girl who the Lyft driver turned her down. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
I'll take a swing at it first. Well, I think the man was well in his rights to deny her of the ride, only because people deny people service for all different reasons. You know what I mean? Am I to say that it's right? No. Is it wrong? Perhaps. But you clearly see that her size could cause a problem in terms of her accessibility to get in and out of the vehicle. That's just something that he was not willing to, he wasn't willing to give it a try, because he for the excuses he made, I don't want to call them excuses, or the reasons that he gave why. He said his tires. He said, he wasn't going to charge her, and then he probably could have called an Uber that was a truck. You know what I'm saying? A bigger vehicle opposed to the size vehicle. I believe that's probably was a mid-size vehicle to be. I didn't see the whole size of the vehicle, but it looked like a mid-size, and I don't think someone of her size, could fit in that vehicle, especially if it has captain seats in it. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on it. I think that he was very, he was polite. He wasn't rude. He offered her, her refund, and I think she kind of pushed the issue because the cameras were rolling, if you ask me. But you see, when she went to the Breakfast Club, she had a problem getting into that, and they accommodated her. So her weight had to be a problem to some degree. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have had to make adjustments. So I believe that sometimes people in her situation that may have issues with self-esteem, I'm not saying that she does, that a lot of the times you feel uncomfortable, telling people that they can't fit, you know what I'm saying, the criteria to do certain things, such as like sitting in that chair before she got the sofa and then sitting in that car seat.
Gotcha. Commissioner, talk to me. What do you say, you?
I didn't see where he did anything wrong. He wasn't rude. I mean, it was his choice. It's like coming to pick up if she was a sketchy person, or she had blood all over her and her clothes and blood dripping from her hands,
right?
He would have that same right to say, no, you're not getting in my car. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to pick you up. So we're putting it, some people are just making it because she's big. I mean, he still had a choice whether she was skinny or whether she was big. I mean, it's his choice, and I respect him. And like you said, he was not disrespectful in my opinion. He wasn't. He didn't just come up, look at the car and drive off, and she like, and then just cancel the ride. He didn't have to stop. He didn't have to talk to her. Right. He actually offer her help. You maybe need to get a extra black Uber or whatever it was. He said, something that can accommodate you, and say, I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to get another ride. He could have just left her high and dry. So I don't see anything wrong with that situation, other than it is a situation on her. But that's it.
Dr. Joe.
Same. I have to be I'm very understanding, but I'm also very realistic. Mm-hmm. And reality is that she is a little girl. She's overweight. And he was like Thule said and Confederate said, he was not rude. The fact that he took the time to explain why I'm not putting you in my car, I respect that from him. And I think she sued Uber. because of that. And yes, she sued Uber because of that, but I think she lost because of what happened in the Breakfast Club. So, you know, I don't
happen with that.
You know, another thing too, it's almost equivocal to this. What if she was a slimmer woman, right? And let's just say this, she was a slimmer woman, and she had a child that required to be in a booster seat or a car seat, and she didn't disclose that with the driver. He didn't have to pick her up for that reason, you know, because under the law, a child has to be, you know, and depending on their size and age, they have to be in, you know, a car restraint, a booster seat, or a car seat. And therefore, if she couldn't meet that criteria, then he could have refused her service for that reason. So we can't just look at the fact of her being overweight, which was obvious. But there are a lot of times people can say, well, you know what? You smell like marijuana. I won't want you in my vehicle because I'm allergic to it, the smell of it, or your perfume's too strong. There's a lot of different reasons why people do not have to put you in their personal vehicles.
That's
You know what I mean? Even though Uber is a company, but still it's a personal vehicle being used for a company's purpose. But there has to be some type of restrictions on anything and everything that we do.
I wonder if I don't have experience with Ubers or anything like that. I wonder if being a driver, do you have in your paperwork, does it allow you to, you know, use your own discretion whether you want to pick someone up or not?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure.
If you have to pick up every person that, or if it's a certain amount of people that you can skip a day that, you know, ping in your area or whatever. I'm just curious.
When you request an Uber, you're not able to see the whole body. So he probably just saw the face and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go pick her up." But once you choose to do that ride, I believe you have to do it no matter what. But I think he has an excuse. So I think if he explains these reasons, I don't see him getting in trouble. But you can't tell who you're gonna go pick up until you are there.
So right here, it says yes, a Lyft driver can deny rides. However, they cannot refuse a ride based on protected characteristics like race, gender, or disability.
Is she consider a disability?
No.
Well, she wouldn't have said it out of her own mouth. She would have said, well, that'll be trying to tell the operation of her mind. But in my opinion, she would have said, I don't have a disability. But then they say obesity.
You're right about that. She feels as though she's normal.
Right. But then again, if it's going to be lucrative for her or viable and she was getting money from it, she'll claim a disability. She'll say she got some form of disability. Because I believe, didn't they say obesity is a form of a disability?
Man, what? No.
No?
I think to a certain degree, because I could be getting shit right now. But I'm talking about to a certain degree. I need to get some back pay. I think probably if you get to the, you know, go to the doctor and then you're declared.
Right. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Or anything like that. You know, those people that are you know, bedridden probably.
Right.
But I don't know. Just a regular person.
I got a little topic I would like to bring up if you guys
absolutely go for
it. Were y'all able to see the Elon Musk Donald Trump interview with his son X?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did watch it.
And the young fellow was telling him, "You're not the president," and that the shut your mouth, telling Donald Trump that they're wiping boogers all on the consulate desk.
What?
Who?
Look, Elon Musk's son.
Oh, the little kid. He was a little hyperactive during the.
I saw when he was saying, "Hey, stop that," but I did not see if he said, "You're not the president." I did see what
he did, hey, say that. When you listen to it, and I'm not saying they couldn't have doctored it up or AI'd it, because you know that's the society that we're in now. But the mic, there was a hot mic when they were in that Oval Office.
I haven't seen it, but I do see a clip. We can
all
watch
like
it
a 3-minute
together.
clip.
And you let me know if this is what you're talking about, okay?
Okay.
The president said the other day that you
he can't be on his neck.
explain that a little bit. What
He
kind
was
of
right next to
fraud
Trump talking
are-
to him.
That question goes to both of you. What kind of fraud are you?
All right. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can go back. You
He's
said he was
profit-
actually right next to Trump. Let me see if I can find one that he's right next to Trump.
So Elon Musk had some surgery or something? I didn't see him. I saw on a picture. You saw his face? It was all squared like
He's getting a lot of weight, but he was.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes, man, he has. He was the little boy. You'll see the little boy digging in his nose, digging boogers.
I heard him coughing, so he probably sick.
But he was wearing like a blue jacket, right? On that video you were talking about, it was like a navy
No, that's
blue.
the same one.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
It's the same.
Yeah, they was talking for about 45 minutes. So
you may have to crop it and find. I was shocked just to see that he actually told Donald Trump to shut your mouth and told him you are not the president.
Wow.
This
I said, what?
Well, he probably was taught that.
Probably, but then again, you know how they do this stuff with this AI and these microphones and how they can dock the stuff up. But it wasn't Photoshop that little boy was wiping them boogers on that doggone desk. That was not Photoshop. I saw that with my own 2 eyes. I might have heard something different, but my eyes definitely did not deceive me.
That is so sick.
But I know Raw would have came unglued. He would have saw that.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
So the
yeah, this is it.
level. You say, what is the goal of Doge and I think
Why is that in the way?
presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, we want democracy.
Yeah, this
Well,
is
if
it.
you don't have a feedback loop, FAX, we'd have to, if you
And watch the little boy.
sorry. So tell you gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
Yeah, here it come. Here it come. Oh,
What is going on?
they clipped it.
Here comes in the donkey.
No, that I think it played, but that blue thing was in front of him, so we really didn't. See
I
him.
heard him saying something.
I could
I
hear,
couldn't
but
make out what he was saying, but here's something that I did see, and I don't know if y'all saw. Let's take a closer look.
Next.
The antics of
This
Elon
it. This it.
adorable son X in the Oval Office were charming, but the boy's mom was not amused. He should not be in public like this, she says on social media. The singer Grimes was responding to a fan who complimented her son's manners. Lil X was very polite. You raised him well, the fan says. To which Grimes responded, I'm glad he was polite, sigh.
No.
Grimes and Musk have 3 children together, but are no longer in a relationship. Musk total of 12 children with 3 different women. But it's Lil X who he seems to spend the most time with.
That's not it.
From
They
Mar-a-Lago.
probably don't took it down. Man. They don't took that thing down. They
12, 12 kids with 3 children, 3 baby mamas.
Who, Elon?
that though.
So
No, they don't do that. They don't.
So now that we're on that, what do you feel about them giving him a $400 million contract for Tesla trucks, armored Tesla trucks?
I heard he got even more for the space program with SpaceX.
Right, and so I'm trying to figure out if there's no oversight, if he's who's the oversight for him?
Oh, there is none. He is the law. It's like who sheriffs the sheriff.
Right. And I'm trying to figure out, and then what didn't sit well with me was that Trump said that he wanted to displace the people in Palestine, and that Mizraim and surrounding countries were going to accept the people of Palestine, and that we're gonna not buy it but take Palestine and make it the Riviera of the East. So I'm trying to figure out, you want to get rid of the immigrants here, send them back, but then the people that belong in their land, you want to send them somewhere and tell them that other countries will accept them. This makes no sense to me. You know, so I'm figuring like the place is inhabitable, so we're gonna rebuild it and take it over. Like, how can you take over a sovereign nation and then displace the people, and then you said that you don't want people from that region of the world to come here. So I mean, the policy, the politics and the policies of it doesn't make sense to me. But again, there's a lot of stuff that's transpired that doesn't make sense to me either, such as portions of the DEI program, and then the USAID program, which they cut down dramatically. They had 214 employees that was going to cover the so-called region of Africa. They particularly South Africa. Now they only have 8 members to help with giving aid to those countries. So I'm like, but then again, they also said that the people that were facing apartheid in South Africa, when the so-called blacks of South Africa told the whites of South Africa that they had to depart, now they're getting a visa to come here to the United States, the white South Africans. So I'm trying to figure out, this is clearly discrimination. But again, the policies don't make sense. And like what I said a while back too, if we don't stand up and voice our opinion because they're elected officials, then if we don't speak up and say nothing about it, they're gonna do what they want to do. And that's just my thought on that. But I just found that kind of strange.
Well, what I noticed, what I'm learning from this particular election is, I don't buy it whenever someone tells me that the president can't do anything. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. I no longer buy that at all. I think I've learned more has been done, and it hasn't even been a month yet than ever before. I would hear things, well, this president, right now, they can't do much because they're suffering effects from the previous president. They really can't do anything until their second term, when they can actually start, putting legislation together and make a change. Change is slow. It takes a lot of time. I'm looking at, I done seen so much change instantly. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but also, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Ms. Toole. I'm sorry.
Yes, that does happen. People do things fast, and then sometimes when you move fast, you have to back. It all depends on the person that's doing the governing. If that person is a person who's methodical, who just wants to make sure that you cross every T and dot every I before you unloop something, and make sure that you can legally do something, as opposed to, because now that's why he got people suing him, because you just did stuff. But had he done that, he probably wouldn't have, if he had, taken his time. I don't know how much time he's taken before, but it appears that he has not taken his time to look at things and then think about the repercussions and the possible lawsuits and things like that can follow from what you decide to do. So I think it all depends on the person that's making those changes. But it does take time to make changes and to undo, because there are a lot of things that you may not know why this person did this. And once you start digging and peeling things back, you find out it's like, okay, you did this, you did this. Okay, since they did this and this was illegal, is it legal? Do I have a legal right to undo this?
Yeah.
So it's a lot involved in it. I mean, looking on the outside without being, looking on the outside, you say, okay, they can just do this. Oh, no, they can't do this. I don't believe it takes that long. It takes as long as it needs to take in order for something to be done correctly.
Yeah. And to add to what Ms. Toole was saying, the difference between, the time it takes to do something, in my opinion, he has so much backing. He has the Supreme Court on his side. He has Congress and he has Senate on his side. And not to mention, he has the top 3 wealthiest men on the planet on his side. So I don't believe that it's going to take him as long as it would take someone else without the backing and support that others would have, because you got to look at, he has Rupert Murdoch being one of the men who owned Fox, who he had a tiff with, said Fox News was fake news. But Rupert Murdoch sat right in the Oval Office just last week with him. He has Elon Musk. He has the man that formerly owns that's over TikTok. He has Jeff Bezos on his side that happened to give Melania Trump $40 million for a documentary, which is unheard of. Even Blockbuster Films budget is not that much money, but those are just allegedly for the campaign. But again, you have all this backing, financial backing. Then you have backing of the judicial system, which is the Supreme Court, and then you have the backing of the legislative branch, which is Congress and Senate, and then you had the backing of the executive branch, which is Donald Trump himself, the president and his vice president. So if you have all of this on your side, I don't see too many forces that can work against you, and you can come out victorious unless Mr. Yahuwah intervenes or the people have an uprising. I don't see any other way that he don't, succeed in anything that he does, because if you look at what happened when he was sued, right, for the $342 million, he's already recuperated $50 million of that already. He's already recuperated $50 million. They just gave him a $10 million settlement because they said it was illegal for them to ban him on social media. Then he turned around and just got $40 million. He just got awarded $40 million on a suit. I believe it was for the suit that you remember they sued him down for the classified documents down in South Florida. I believe I don't know if that was an actual case, but he just received another $40 million. So that's $50 million since he's been back in office that he's already recuperated.
And to add to what you're saying, with those people are in places, those people are able to move the ball faster. They can give you don't have to, those are forces on your side that if you say, okay, I wanna change the sky to red. So here's the paperwork, Mr. President. You can do that. I'm going to help you. Okay, I agree with you. Let's change the sky to red. Here's the paperwork. And it's done just like that. I don't have to have a research. I don't have to create a research team, create a committee to do anything, because I have people inside that are willing to help me further my cause. So
I mean, and that, I like, I like it. I like for it to happen this way, because I believe that it's really, really, it's not dividing the country. I beg to differ. I think what it's doing is galvanizing the so-called Negro to actually see, listen, if we don't work together, not only is the robots and AI and all this going to take over, the white nationalists, they're going to take over this. They're going to take over, and the programs, because they're slowly doing away with it. I could care less if they don't put Black History Month on the calendar. I know when Black history consists of, and I ain't just talking about Black history. That's irrelevant to me. But for someone that sees that appalling, why would you have to do it? But one thing I see they didn't do, they didn't take President's Day off the calendar. That's culture, isn't it?
President's Day?
Yeah, help me out, Love Doctor. Isn't President Day a cultural event?
I don't think so.
It's not.
I don't
It's
think
I'm not certain what you're referring to.
Okay, so they just took off the calendar, right? Google, as well as Apple. They did it with the Gulf of Mexico, changed it to the Gulf of America. Okay, they did that during the Super Bowl. All right, the same day the Super Bowl was, they changed the name of the Gulf.
That's true. It is called Gulf of America now. That is true. Yes, sir. That's true.
But that's only acknowledged in America, because in Mexico they still call it the Gulf of Mexico, and in other places. My point in case is this. Okay, so what he did was, he, being the president or whoever was in charge of it, his cabinet, they said that they were taking off the calendars the acknowledgement of any cultural days on the calendar. Okay, that means Cinco de Mayo is no longer on the calendar. Okay, Juneteenth is no longer on the calendar. Black History Month, no longer on the calendar, right? LGBTQ or the alphabet people, their day is no longer on the calendar, which it doesn't bother me,
right,
one way or the other. But if you're going to do that, why don't you take off the 4th of July? That's culture, is it not?
Yeah, that is cultural. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you take that off the calendar? Why is that on the calendar still? Why is President's Day still on the calendar? Why is Columbus Day still on the calendar? Because Columbus was a Spaniard.
Well, they call it Indigenous People Day. Well, some people do.
You know, so I'm trying to figure out why aren't these things taken off the calendar if you're taking the other ones off the calendar? If you're going to be fair around the board. This is what I'm trying to get at, because it seems right now there's a lot of bias going on, because the 4th of July, right, is supposed to be representative of what? America's birthday, independent as a nation, right?
Correct.
That's a culture. Being American has their own culture. So culture means it's defined by what it is, culture. American culture is still culture. So if you're going to take one off, take all of it off. But that's not what they done. They just took out the ones that's associated, so-called, with the DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You see what I mean? So they're saying we didn't have to be included because we were already here. This belongs to us, so we can do as we will. Yes. Which is, we know that's not the case. They came over as criminals and crooks on these the Mayflower and the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. You know, so if you're going to do this, then do it all the way around the board. You know, and that's just my argument. Why would you take off something? Because I had already found it quite disrespectful for those that you know acknowledge Dr. Martin Luther King Day. You know, he had his inauguration on Martin Luther King's Day, right? You remember he did a campaign rally on Juneteenth. The last time he was running for president against Biden. Y'all remember that? In Tulsa, Oklahoma? Y'all remember when he threw a campaign rally on Juneteenth?
Do I remember that?
Yeah, in Tulsa. When the anniversary when Black Wall Street burnt down, this man held a rally. So I'm just saying, people just, and they're okay with that. I'm just figuring out, why can't it not be okay to keep President's Day? You know, to keep the 4th of July.
No.
And that's, but I'm glad it happened, because I don't need nobody to tell me when I need to, celebrate something that's important to me. I don't need a reminder on the calendar. Right. It's the same thing. I don't need nobody to remind me when Shabbat. I don't need nobody to remind me when I need to Palal, or when I need to read the Sefer, or when to treat somebody right. I don't need a reminder, because it's within me to do so. But for those people that need these mechanisms to help them find self-identity, why do you deprive them of those rights and privileges? Again, legislative racism is what I call it.
Hey, man.
Definitely an agenda.
I tell you what, that's all right. That's definitely all right. That's definitely all right right there. What I want to do is, I'm familiar with what he's talking about, and what was said is, I can't find everything, but what Trump was saying is that the media is spreading lies about him canceling Black History Month and all that stuff. He said he's never did that at all, and that's been lies, and he's been harping at the media for spreading those lies and those rumors. When you go to whitehouse.gov, that shows all the different executive orders that he signed, and it's one that's with radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. A lot of this stuff, I'm not going to read through all of it, but nowhere in here does he says that Black History Month and all those other holidays and things like that are gone and done away with. As a matter of fact, something that has not been getting as much advertisement is right here, and this is on the White House embassy, the U.S. Embassy consulates. The White House, they made a proclamation from Donald Trump on National Black History Month. So it's all different types of stuff. where he's saying today I'm very honored to recognize February 2025 as National Black History Month, so forth and so on. So and that's from Donald Trump. So he has not abolished anything in regards to the Black History Month and stuff like that. But
I think I missed. I'm sorry to interject myself like that, Dr. Love. I think I worded that wrong. I didn't say that he done away with it. I said they took it off the Google calendar. They took it off the calendar. It's not a part of the calendar in terms of that you can pick up your Google Calendar and look at it and see Black History Month as it would be on the calendar of last year. Let's say Black History Month last year on Google, you would be able to pull that up. Opposed to now.
Would they say that though? I know sometimes with Google, when you go to the Google search, they'll have little things like
right in the fonts.
Yeah, right. They'll do it like that. But I didn't know they had it like it was like Google, Black History Month or whatever. I didn't know they did that.
Right.
So the Google, they changed the Google to look like whatever it was, whatever holiday it was.
Right. And the reason I brought that up is because this is what I've learned, and it don't. It's not necessarily mean it's right. If you're not advocating or fighting for something, and you just sit aside and let it happen, then you're a part of it. You know what I mean? Like I was like saying about one time. It said the guy took something from somebody in the store and said, "Hey, it ain't mine. It don't belong to me." And just walked away, that don't have nothing to do with me. But if you can intervene in something that you know that's just not right, your voice does have an impact. It's almost equivocal to somebody witnessing a crime and not reporting it. Because I would want somebody, if I was in distress, I would want somebody to intervene and to see me being like raped or being beat up or being robbed, and somebody with a cell phone, instead of them recording me being robbed, pick up the phone and call the police and help me. Right. All I'm saying is that if he didn't do that, and it's obvious that it said it in that letterhead, but if that's the case, then why don't you speak out against it and say, hey, look, we're not doing away with it. We're make publicly say it, because how many people actually go on the websites and look at these things? You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have a problem saying, anything else, And then I heard this other thing about they were saying they're trying to discourage African Americans from joining the military. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, propaganda is going to work its way into the media. I get that. But everything can't just be propaganda or just be, perpetuated by a lie. Some things have truth to it. The same way, like he said, he was going to go from buying Palestine to just flat out taking it. You know what I mean? And then you're going to displace people from where they live and tell them, oh yeah, Mizraim will take them in. And Syria take them in, when these people said, no, we didn't tell you we're taking these people in. We shouldn't have to take them in. They have their own land. How can you go over and take their land and displace them and then tell them that they can't come here? So it's not far-fetched for me to believe that he has a voice in the decision-making of these holidays being taken off the calendar. Because I'm not saying he said, no, nobody can't celebrate Black History Month. People gonna do what they want to do regardless. We got Gay Pride Month, and they gonna celebrate it whether they take it off the calendar or not. So I mean, it's just like, it's exhausting just to see how people can just sit aside and just watch their elected officials pass stuff and just arbitrarily just tell the American people that, hey, look, we're doing away with this. We're doing away with that. Like the Department of Education. They said it's overspending, right? Okay. Yeah, get rid of the Department of Education. And then it'll be something conducive to what you, Ms. Tooley, and you, Resident Joe, have been saying for the past, I don't know how many years that we've been on the air. People need to take responsibility to educating their kids. Maybe that'll help. Maybe taking away, defunding the Department of Education will make parents pick up the responsibility of teaching your kids, spending time with your kids, and not trying to throw them off on a man or a woman to babysit them for 6 hours a day and not teach them anything.
I don't think that'll happen though.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just some things need to be scaled back because we as human beings and citizens, we just leave everything up to the government. We leave it all up to these entities. Hey, raise my kids, feed them, educate them, medicate them.
Government.
Yep.
Not it's not just somebody else. Anybody else who will do it. It's not just anybody else who will do it.
That's right.
Your preacher, your uncle, your friend.
You said who the?
Yeah, somebody else who will do it.
That's true. Or people like to get comfortable.
Right.
Because it's not like Bueno said like Love Doctor said at the beginning, you know, it's not hard work. Anything that's easy, people take. So that's
true.
That's our society right now.
In the words of Love Doctor, facts.
Hey, you heard that. You heard that. You heard that. You heard that. Oh, we got somebody else want to welcome to the show. Welcome. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Man, what's happening?
Wondering where you were.
y'all know I had to listen. I believe in the kids. I had to come out here and support the kids tonight. And that's our school board. So we finally just leaving from there. I finally got that over with. So headed to the house. Been out all day, tired and going. But good to see everybody. I seen Confederate 48.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
What's kicking?
You, man. You always busy. You say you busy when you ain't busy.
Listen, I be trying to tell them, man, I'm going. I've been up since about, I don't know. Oh, my goodness, it's been rough. Well, we got it done. You know, it's another day gone. Just want to get out here and do our part. Tula was out here earlier herself. She been running since this morning. School board meetings, regular meetings, and other stuff. Then trying to get home to get to the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what's going on, y'all? What's the topic? I was inside the meeting.
Well, since you just came from the school board, a question I want to ask you, and they all gave me their input on it. I'm curious what say you, and that's in regards to someone invited me to attend career day at their child's school. Should I accept or should I not accept? What say you, preacher?
Are the kids trying to tell you about their career, or you go in there and try to offer them, try to talk to them about a career?
Mm-hmm.
So it's career day. They said that they don't see black men at all, and it'd be good to see a black man talk to them about their career and what it is they do.
That's sad. That's hard to believe that you don't see any black men, probably not enough people of color, but then also you got to look at the setting. You know, what's the setting? But, you know,
you said that too.
Is it inviting to us, or is it, you know, basically, you know, hey, you don't do nothing anyway, y'all ain't doing nothing. Everything is how you present your presentation. Just like you want somebody to eat something, enjoy something. The presentation is always going to be key to what you do. We have innumerable amount of men of color that's more than qualified. They'll be within the comments. Sometimes it could be the setting. You know, it's you know how inviting it is. You know how you present the whole situation. I think what needs to happen, instead of doing career day, it should be where we get men involved on a regular basis. So there's something they see as a constant and not just one time. Because how long is that imprint gonna play in every kid's mind? Always one or two you might spark, but the more they can see you, the more, you know, it becomes, you know, they become more comfortable with you. Just like the police. The more they can see police that interact with them and they can have a good relationship, then they kind of drop the heightened feeling of, oh, the cops just want to shoot a black man. They just want to kill black people. They want to lock up black people. So a lot of it is, you know, seeing where you can keep them around. But if you're able to go, and you know you got something noteworthy to give them, I would say all you know, in all means go. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing with going is being productive. That's the key, you know, being productive. Because a lot of people just go there with a lot of empty words. Reaching the kids and getting them to see it as practical. For me, I always find it people need to see the human side. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when you're offering out careers and different things, people don't see the human side of you. Like, I don't see the correlation of that, you and me.
Right.
I hear somebody tell me where they went, what they've done, what they've accomplished, what they've achieved. I'm looking, I hadn't accomplished, I'm still in school.
Man, Ron, you said everything we said. You summarized 3 people opinion in one
Isn't
statement.
that crazy?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? In 1 minute.
There it is. Fast to the point. Appreciate you. That's why I talk to him. I don't waste my time consulting other people.
Excuse me? You just talked to us before.
So we chop liver,
Using
huh?
us.
No, but I appreciate that. They all gave some valuable insight on there as well. I definitely appreciate it. The Piers is going to be a middle school. That's all I really know at this point in time.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm talking about becoming an engineer. About becoming an engineer or just something different or whatever. What is it?
I didn't hear. What question are you asking me?
What you going to be speaking to them about becoming engineers?
I haven't even put any thought to it. I haven't even accepted the invitation. It was just something I just wanted to get feedback on. I mean, in general, I've done different speaking engagements. You know, I've did the Boys and Girls Club. I've spoken to all kind of kids, all kind of ages, stuff like that. I really haven't put any thought into it. It'll be later on sometime next month. But I don't know. I guess if anything, I'm more so first thing I'll do is read the room, you know, and make sure I'm able to adjust based on whatever I see in the room and the atmosphere and the vibes and stuff like that, and wherever the need is at, and address whatever need or concern or whatever, you know, in the moment of that, you know.
Well, let me say this. That's not that. It's just suggesting that wouldn't be the type of setting I would say read the room and then decide whether you're going to speak to them about your career. I just think that knowing what you're going to speak about before you go in kind of allows you to kind of, you know, inform yourself and then look at your audience, looking at the age group, looking at the mentality, how you thought at that age, you know, kind of, you know, reaching them from, you know, where you were, you know, in the 6th grade, when you decide you wanted to take on, you know, the occupation, you know, what, you know, even from mistakes made. And then, because a lot of kids look at themselves sometimes like a mistake. I'm not there. I don't have it, because you got to have strong math skills. A lot of things people don't believe they can get. They think people are kind of just born with it. So I think just kind of bottling what you're going to tell them in a way to where it reaches a 6th grade mind and get a 6th grade mind and start trying to comprehend and look at, okay, I listened to him and mistakes he made and where he was then, and this sounds like a career. Just trying to sell him something. So you know, I have no goals for the future. I'm just, you know, just day by day. But now you know, maybe listening to you inspire me about you. You know, mistakes you made, things you done, where you were when you was 6th grade. You know, and then getting them on, you know, the point of telling them, you know, how far this career can go and what you can do and what other opportunities they open up for them. Like you also got your life career, you know, do construction. You know, you're a general contractor, so you let them know, you know, it's not, you don't have to just be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, and what I mean by reading the room is, you know, obviously I have bullet points, but I remember I went to one particular event. It was at the YMCA, it was the Boys and Girls Club, and it was other adults speaking there, telling them about them as well. And while some of the other adults was speaking and telling about what they do, I was able to read the room, and I realized there was a lot of kids in there that felt as hope. Hey, I can't go to college. I'm failing right now. So when you tell me about a future with college and all this other stuff, I have no future. I'm not doing good in school. I feel as though I'm left out. I feel like there is no future for me. So then it was my chance to speak. I had already read the room, and I saw what the other adults were saying. So I more so addressed and targeted more so to bring a message for those kids who may have felt that they're struggling in school to more so reach them. So that's what I mean in terms of reading the room. But absolutely, I feel as though, you know, y'all gave me some encouraging words that if my Ra'ah has told me to go for, I can't do nothing but prosper. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
I didn't hear Rod say. I didn't hear him say go.
Thank you.
He said go.
Yeah, he said Fed 48.
No, he gave him advice in case he decides to go.
That would go.
Fed 48. Talk to him, Fed 48.
Oh man.
What you heard, Confederate?
Yeah, I ain't gonna bite. I'm gonna tell you that's what I heard. I ain't gonna say that's what Ra said. I heard him. I interpreted it as he said, "Yeah, by all means, do it." That's
Just
what I
like you read the room, you gotta learn how to read your raw.
Well, they light me up tonight.
I see. Hey, listen, I know Andrew. That means Andrew get a break then, because they usually fight Andrew. Oh, Andrew don't get hit fight to like 10, 28, somewhere like that. They start on the same instant. Yeah, the man working.
Shout out to Andrew Wright, and Derek Lawson, and all the way of y'all Mishpachah. We are hobby. I had to put that out there since we addressing the Akeem and Akuth. Yeah, but we were talking also about this too, about Google taking off the cultural events on the calendar. And I said, why don't they take off Columbus Day, take off the 4th of July and President's Day if they're going to do all of that? And I want what's your opinion or your facts on that? Your thoughts on it?
First time I'm hearing about it. So Google wants to take off certain days. They want to get rid of cultural days. That should be kept. I mean, so Google's just gonna get off such stuff you won't be able to find on Google.
Article.
Or the calendar. You know, like they
calendar.
have like you have a Google calendar. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I think some of what they're doing is a good thing in a sense. I only reason why I say it's a good thing in a sense because it's causing us to kind of wake up and start questioning things and start watching just how far we hadn't or we haven't achieved. Where at one time we thought we had, we thought we had reached that utopia where, we made it, we finally got it, we're in government, we're in big business, we're business owners, all these things now we finding out. But everything we've done, one person come in and sign a bill, executive order, everything is completely wiped. And what he's not wiping is white history.
Right.
And I'm not mad at him for that. It's the fact that people of color, we've sat so long and we sat dormant and we've taken things for granted, these liberties, things that we had achieved, with affirmative action coming in. That was a big move when affirmative action came in because a lot of blacks were not achieving. A lot of blacks were being turned down and discriminated against still today, even with it, so without it, it really leaves us at a crippling stand. So now they don't have to, of course they say, well, people are going to still get hired. Of course, someone's going to get hired. Like, it's always been that someone's get hired. It's not enough of us. So you need certain things in place to try to, ensure, a level playing field, and you got to have it. I mean, in construction, he and I do it. If you're going to build something and you're going to put a wall or where you're going to put, you got to have a leveler. That's to keep everything straight. So you tell me in construction, I don't care how much I build, I got to have a leveler to make sure I keep things straight. But I don't need something in the system to make sure it stays straight. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. It's not enabling. It's allowing me to be effective and make sure I'm getting the best out of what I'm getting and make sure I'm accurate and I'm right. And that's why we have these different things in play. But we have to be able to, come together. And I mentioned this before. To me, it's a travesty if these, quote unquote, black, and I say black, because they use it the color form, but it's not called, according, that's what they call it. They got to come together and they got to start realizing it's time to work together. You can have different views about certain things, how things need to be done, but everybody should agree on fairness.
Right.
Fairness and what's right. That shouldn't be a debate. I mean, that's common. That's one-on-one. If it's gonna be, you want to be fair for you, it's need to be fair for somebody else too.
And that's what brought me to that point. What I was talking about too, about Trump, and he did say I don't think it was in the Oval Office he said it, but I mean this is not an article that I read. It's what I saw the audio and video of him saying that he went from saying he's going to purchase Palestine to I'm going to flat out take Palestine.
Oh, you heard that? You heard that, huh?
Huh?
I say you heard him say that, huh?
Right.
Oh yeah.
So how do you go from making that statement, and then you have people that say, hey, you're not welcome in the United States. We're going to send you to Guantanamo Bay. We're going to send you to Which one of the South American countries that they said they'll
El
take all of
Salvador.
El Salvador, right? We're gonna send you guys here, but keep in mind the people that in Palestine, they can't come here. You know, they Mizraim, which they call Egypt, they'll take you guys in. Syria will take you in. And the surrounding countries will take you in. Israel won't take you in because you said the fight was with Hamas. You didn't say it was with the Palestine people. You see what I mean? So how can you make that statement, but you won't allow people to come into this country? So I think that's unfair.
You know what? That just proves my point that he is a representation that the president can do whatever they want to do whenever they get ready to do it, even if it's wrong. They could do it whenever they want to do it. And I don't accept the premise like I used to anymore when the previous presidents would say, oh, it's going to take time. I need a few more years. If you reelect me on my second term, then I'll be able to do it then and all this other stuff. They can do it whenever they want to. Even if it's wrong, they can do it.
But I must say, too, Ms. Tula made a valid point, though, too. If you don't have the your cabinet or your constituents backing you, you're fighting an uphill battle. Because keep in mind, Donald Trump been bought and paid for. I'm not going to sit and think that he's some type of guy he got in because he was political savvy and his good looks and his affiliations with other people is what got him in the office. And the super PAC that all this $250+ million that they gave toward the campaign, they're gonna want something in return. And I believe a lot of this stuff that's being passed, he don't necessarily mean that he wants to do it. He's under contract to do it, or the same way they got him in office, they'll find a way to unseat him. And I just believe that. But again, where's the integrity? I mean, if you're gonna be for the people, I can't be bought. Because if I can be bought, then guess what that means? If I can be bought, I can be persuaded. And if I can be persuaded, I can be told what to do if I'm not persuaded. And if I can't be persuaded or told what to do, then I can be moved out of the way. And we know that Donald Trump is a person that likes attention. He likes to be in the spotlight. He likes to be noticed. They said something, and you want to talk about wasteful spending? Let's talk about this. When he went to the Super Bowl, you know how much it cost American taxpayers for him just to show up to the Super Bowl for that little brief time? But we're talking about government spending and spending. I mean, you got at some point you can't be hypocritical when you make these statements, you know? And then when the Kansas City Chiefs lost, he ran the girl Taylor Swift down, said he hate her.
Wow.
So I mean,
can't see that. The screen is that food? Tool, is he signaling you that he wants some food? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, I see that.
Oh,
what is that?
Hole in it.
The food probably was so hot that
it burnt through the bottom. Wow.
Come on, Tool. What you doing, girl?
No, what happened was, dang it. Yeah. See what we have a spot on the oven that's a warming spot.
Yeah.
But I put it in another pan. I didn't know it was gonna get that high. I probably had it.
You can't put styrofoam on the oven.
You think that's what
I'm gonna talk? You know what? Let me write it down. I'm gonna tell the kids that I go speak to them.
my
Tell the kids that because they need to know.
Hey, that's what I did.
I know that ain't what you done, Miss Tooley.
See, microwave would do that.
That's styrofoam.
We don't use microwaves.
Right, Chavez.
That's right.
Wait till you get on here and tell him that. Mm-hmm. Spread your love. That's right.
Oh,
crazy.
Man.
But like Tilly was saying, Love Dr. Reed, in regards to having the ability to change things that quick, I think it could be possible of what you're saying. Things have been changed quick, but like Tuli said, you can do things spontaneously. However, results may be negative. So you got to move slower than that because you don't know.
Got them prisoners back. Y'all just heard that he done got more prisoners released too now.
From Israel?
From where?
I think from Russia or something like that. He
just got that one report that
more of them prisoners been released and all that.
What I'm interested to know is, what do you guys think about taking prisoners to the jail in El Salvador? I mean, I am from there. This place is horrible. I mean,
come on, Dr. Joe.
Horrible.
It ain't that bad.
Oh,
You
it's
from
bad.
there?
Oh,
It
it's
can't be
bad.
that bad. You from El Salvador?
It's bad.
What do you remember about it
jail
growing up? 'Cause
system-
you've seen it.
The jail.
Your
Pretty sure we
mic
can't
off,
hear
Raw.
you.
I'm sorry. Is the jail worse than the crime?
No, it's not. So that's why I said it's appropriate for them. But the fact that they want to take certain people from here and put them there, I feel like not everyone is at the same level where they should be in that place. I mean, that's just my opinion. I would like to know your guys' opinions, because when I heard that, I said, "Whoa!" I mean,
I
just
think it's just a market. I think it's another money move. You know, because prisoners make money every day that you spend in jail. There's a amount of money that each incarcerated person generates income, and in particular, there people, millionaires, billionaires that actually own private prisons. Michael Jordan happens to be one of them. He's a big investor in a prison because incarceration makes money. So I believe that in my opinion, it's a way to make more money to put money either in the American people's pocket or put money in the people who's in control's pockets.
Think about it from Michael Jordan as well. I'm sorry. What makes it for Michael Jordan to invest in the prison? The most people wear his shoes going to jail.
Wow.
Look at him,
You
drug
sure
dealer.
right. Because you get killed over a pair of Jordans back in the day. Dang.
So I mean, it's a setup. Let me tell you something. Whenever you see these people do something, it's always another angle.
Yeah.
You can never believe it's just one sided. I talked about the rap, how the rap was controlled by the system, how they allowed them to do it. Drill music.
Mm-hmm.
One race of people is getting stuck and trapped on a drill. I mean, drill music is me telling me how I shot you, where I left you, what you look like, and I spray you. You know. Now, what just came out too with Trump, everybody's mad about these tax cut plans, about these plans where he's cutting off these different entities. One of the entity he cut off was the USAID.
USAID, yeah.
He got rid of them, and something they were actually paying for the music. They were paying for the.
Yep, I saw that. Yep.
To do the songs for protesting in Bangladesh. Yep. That's how the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, she got unseated. She turned him down. Well, when they turned Biden down, Biden tried to put a military base in Bangladesh and one in St. Martin Island. She told him no. They didn't. Everybody know how when you put a military footprint from the United States, you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
we're gonna run through your women. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna tap your town. We're gonna do some damage, and you're gonna be stuck with. It's gonna be hard to prosecute because you don't want us to pull their money out.
Mm-hmm.
So they looked at trying to make a bigger footprint in China, but everybody else looking at, we understand what comes when you let American base in. But anyway, we were paying the rappers to make protests, to make music telling people to protest. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were paying for that. We also were paying $30,000 a month to buy gay literature magazines for Hungary.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So we spent all $50 million we were spending to pay for condoms in Gaza.
Mm-hmm. No, that was in what's the name? That was in I think not Nigeria. What Mogadishu?
No, it was in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I said that too, because I heard something that Elon Musk said in the press conference in the Oval Office, which made no sense to me because I thought the only person that gave statements out of the Oval Office was the president. But anyways, the reporter asked Elon Musk, why did he spread a false narrative saying that the money, the $50 million that went for condoms to Gaza was he said, no, I was wrong. He said, I don't bat 1,000. He said, actually, that went to Mogadishu. Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. And I actually heard him say that out of his own mouth. It was a part of that press conference that we just was looking at when the kid was digging the boogers. Yeah, he was saying it then. So, but regardless of where the money went, why are we spending that much money? You know what I'm saying? Unless we're trying to, stop a HIV. They say it was to stop HIV in Kush. Y'all been there, so I guess y'all would know, but
no, what they were trying to do at that point is what they always try to do. You put Planned Parenthood in the low income areas because you're trying to stop the spread of a race of people from growing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same program they put in with the so-called American Indians.
Mhm.
Smallpox, they gave them the blankets. What they do, they move them out of their natural habitat, put them somewhere else, and what happened? That's how you extinct them. You took their diet,
Yeah.
you took their religion,
Mhm.
you stripped them of their inheritance. Nobody even talks about it. When we talk about the issue today, you know who we say it is? Black and white. When you read a
Yeah.
book, it's always in what? Black and white.
Black and white.
So a lot of other races are neglected. They say black and white, but the war is on everybody.
Yes.
Whites need to be educated on Black history, how we came into existence, other than nobody know where we came from, which is a lie. Nobody know where you came from. True. We have to explain it to them that you originated from darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You did not start out white.
No.
People don't realize when you saw white, it was leprosy. When you had a white head, you call a blonde head, it was leprosy.
Right.
A person was considered to be unclean. We wouldn't even come around them.
That's right.
Now, I'm not telling white people that they're cursed or whatever. I'm just saying when people have taught us from the book, they taught us in a way to where we always look down ourselves and they made themselves look bigger than what they were.
Yeah.
So it hurt us in our struggle to try to evolve to become a people. Because no matter what we do, you can kick us down. This is what they call Black History Month. Even when people go, what do we discuss among ourselves? And that's the reason why, because it's so tainted. We only have the average person of color know who Dr. King,
Malcolm X,
Malcolm X, what's it in the bus?
Rosa Parks.
That's it. You know, then they start throwing these other people that really have a real significant hand in Jesse Jackson. You start pushing these people, they really have a hand in it. These people's hand was in you basically you had a handler, and these people put you back out here to us and sold us a bad bill of goods. We hadn't pushed to really push out we hadn't had a real drive push to put ourselves in the way. When they have an issue with protest Costco. Because these other stores gonna be behind that, because they're looking at if people of color get together and start spending their money there, that's money gonna leave from Sound Club, money's gonna leave from Walmart, money's gonna leave. It's not a real initiative about us.
Right.
These try to do it's never. They come up. The plan you have is let's have a black. I think the Hispanics are gonna do one this month or March. They're gonna have one day. It's gonna be a blackout. They ain't gonna buy it. So what do you do when you buy double the day before and triple the day out?
When
you loving on that some years ago about that.
Makes no sense.
You double down and then don't go.
I got record buy days. What you have to do if you want to get your initiative, your point across, you don't do a blackout one day. You stop participating. You stop buying, period. You create your own. That's your problem. Stop telling people you're going to stop spending money versus create your own.
30 days. So if I had to, but you tell me your plan too. Okay, we're going to boycott them for 30 days. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sneak up my prices. Goods to make up for those people that do come, because you know what, those are the people that can, who I won't end up for, who can afford to do it, so they ain't even gonna notice the price, and they gonna come support me because you are not supporting me. So you're not getting me, and after day 31 you will be back. I know your plan.
Brilliant minds, I tell you, brilliant minds. I'm talking about y'all two, the two speakers. I ain't talking about the system.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Well, he want to talk about you. We want to talk a little about it, but
he gave me compliment. You know, he gave me compliment before you even come on the show. You know, it's all good. I don't need no compliment. I'm good.
Man, this panel, that's when I type it in. The Fantastic Four, man. The diversity that you get, the information that you get. Well, we know that you already know that you well rounded and all that. You know, we just know that. I text you a couple days ago. I know you've been busy, and I just text. And by the way, I would like to say this for the record. I've caught up on the alignments. I got to the last one today. I finished it this morning. You know what? Yeah, it was tight. Yeah, it was. But guess what? It was therapeutic. Is what we need. Trying to be saved, and that's what it is. Look here. If it don't offend you, you ain't trying. It ain't doing its job.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I never could understand why. Oh man, that was a wonderful message. I really enjoyed myself. I think the word is supposed to get us uncomfortable to make us change, but that's a story for for something else. But as I was saying, everybody has personality. I'm talking about the panel, and y'all bring something different every single time in your expertise and in your life experiences, and even whether it be long as Raw Zone or short as the Love Doctor Zone, you guys have made impacts in y'all craft. So I really appreciate that. It's been very, very helpful to me. Um, I had missed those couple weeks being on the broadcast. I had a hard fight to get back here just to be here. Cause man, if I get sick, man, it take forever to get back right. I gotta go see this person, gotta go get this done, do that. But you know what? Quitting ain't an option. That's just not an option. And I ain't talking about just building the show. I'm talking about getting right. Because at the end of the day, none of this ain't gonna matter if we ain't right. If we ain't getting right, man, oh man, oh man. It ain't gonna matter who president. It ain't gonna matter who in the legislation. It ain't gonna care who your next door neighbor is. If we ain't right, it ain't even gonna matter, folks. I tell you what, I like what Musha had told Yasharal. He say, operate 4, I believe in 9. He say, only take heed to thyself. Man, and I think about that. I sit back and I say, man, and I'm referring to the last lesson you just taught, and you say, oh, they go Tony again in this motion. But I said, you know what? If we don't get that, who gonna tell us the truth? Who gonna call you out? Because 9 times out of 10, the average person wants something to make them feel good. To say, yeah, you can do it, keep going. Why keep going and you going in the wrong direction? You know? That's when you need to stop and take a turn and go do something different. If that ain't working, I think they say open love as they would call it, is better than secret hate. I would rather somebody just tell me, hey, I'm going wrong, and tell me that out of heart, and don't get 2 flips about me and tell me to keep on going to my own destruction. That's why I appreciate the man so much, and I appreciate y'all so much, because y'all give it for what it is, at face value. Dr. Joe don't get up here and start talking about kids ain't gonna make it. She talk about the kids that won't make it, the reason why they can't make it, and provide a remedy.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Not just pose what the problem is, but providing a remedy. And that's what we need. We know what problems we have. We need remedies for them. And I just think 2 minds in the mic for that. I don't ran it again. I do apologize. I digress.
No, you good. No, you good, but that's the truth. I'm telling you what people do. People intentionally use the so-called black race. They incite us. When you take a person that's frustrated, that don't have answers, and you give them critical information that can be detrimental, and you don't give them a concrete plan on how to execute it, and you leave it in their hands, then you'll get violent protests. You'll get burning buildings. You're going to get innocent people getting incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? People being injured and hurt. Because when they give it to us, it's the way you tell it to us. Tell it to us with a plan of, this is our objective. This is what they've done, and this is what they're doing. This is what we're going to do. This is our long-term objective that we're going to come. So now people have a way of, when we're going out here, we don't get distracted, because it's too easy to get distracted. Police push us. We put ourselves in a situation. They're only going to let you go so far before they stop you. We're going to clap. Can't win. When they're law, you're a citizen, you're going to lose. Law overrides citizens. That's why we have to become lawmakers.
Right.
We got to become lawmakers and law keepers. So a lot of things they gave us, it wasn't practical. You can't tell me I'm homeless, I can't afford to pay my bills, I can't afford to maintain live, and then make a law saying thou shalt not steal.
Right.
I know it's from the writings. It's not practical.
Right.
Based on my situation, I'm going to have to steal.
Right.
So we got to create a situation to where it's
you can maintain it. It's you know, it's probable. Just like when he was going to talk with the kids about becoming engineers. I'm terrible at math. Engineer's not what you want to look at. You know, we're going to try to go back and get you some extra study courses and make sure you brief up and you strengthen yourself in your math. It's going to need to be strong. I'm not saying you can't do it, but based upon that's not a subject that you're really good at, that's not a subject to pick up easily. That means you have to put more time into it. So we can't just say, okay, you're not good at math, forget it. No, we got to have other ways of time. There are a lot of people who studied pull all-nighters. There's some people didn't have to study. That's not, know who you are.
That's right.
So it takes me a little more time.
Right.
I need a little more explaining, but once I got it, I got it.
Got it.
So you gotta teach them that. So they don't think they see somebody who don't put in much time, they can, like some people aren't just smart, some people just learn how to memorize.
Right.
They have strong memorization and people call it smart. They're just memorize.
Right.
And you know what? I think grade school, that's actually that's how you become successful in grade school. Grade school don't teach you the material. Grade school teaches you how to memorize.
Yes.
All I did throughout grade school, K through 12, I didn't know how to do any of the work, but I know how to memorize, and I was a straight A student. And that's literally all you had to do. Is once I got to college, it was like memorization, no longer apply. You can it changed the name, and I was like, hold on, this is a little.
You gotta understand.
So you spot on about that. Absolutely right.
Lord Doctor. Can I speak my opinion? I don't have any facts to back this up. I don't. I just don't see that being in your I just don't see that in your makeup as being a person. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't see that in you. I see you as being a very academic person, that a person that can memorize things, but I think that you have a way to be methodical, meticulous, to be able to do something, because engineering, my friend, that ain't just because of no memory, man. I mean, it's some type of mechanics that has to be instituted and able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the compliment.
But that's just my opinion. And then with Ra always say what his deficiencies are, but you look at the life experiences that he had, and he translated them into something for teachable moments. So, take for instance, like what Ra just said about, you remember in Reconstruction when the slaves were able to vote, when they got their votes, were able to vote after the Civil War. So guess what? Some of the slaves were able to read, right? Because what did they do? They snuck reading material, and at night they read or whatever, right? But then when they got their voting rights, when they went to the booths, what did they do? If the slaves could read, what they do? They changed the literature. They gave them Latin to read. Or they gave them another language and said, if you can't read this, then you can't vote. And then for the ones that could vote and could speak dual languages, they were threatened into not voting. So there was always something there, some obstacle there to try to deter our people from advancing. But when you have a drive, there's nothing going to hold you back. I always say this, I got to make it. I don't care what they do, I'm going to make it. And that's just the tenacity that we have to have, regardless if we have these deficiencies. Because let me see, what subject I'm not really good in? Health. And but guess what? Miss Tooley, she one of the best I've ever seen personally. That can tell you about, things, how the body work, about, the dental, when she helped me with the tooth I had, what was the cause of it. That, man, I'm not well versed in that. But again, I was not gonna just stop because I didn't know what to do. I was gonna seek it out. You know what I'm saying? Seek after it to find out the answer that was gonna work for me, as opposed to just quitting. And I think, that's just one of the things that we as so-called Negroes do. We just quit, or we get upset and then we find a reason to want to quit, opposed to a reason to want to persevere and to keep on going. And Ross said it flat out. I said, you know what? This might not be for you. Because he look at the behavior, the POB, the pattern of behavior. Your pattern of behavior is going to always tell you who you really are.
Yeah.
And then who should said it best? You're gonna know a Paris by the us by the Paris it bell. You know, so I mean, we've done a lot, like Ross said, and we have a long ways to go. I think we right there in the middle of the road. We just got to break the precipice of greatness. You know what I mean? And just become the great people that we are. We see it. Miss Tudor became commissioner. You know what I mean? And that was not an easy feat. You know, so that inspires others that's coming behind us. Say, hey, guess what? You can do it. You can do it. You say a person that say they sold drugs, they hormone, they robbed, they stole car. Get what? You can be a preacher too. You can teach. You can lead people too. You see what I'm saying? So a person that said, "Hey, I'm not really good at studying, but I got muscle memory and I can remember." Guess what? You can be an engineer too. You can take somebody that was raised by their grandparents from what they call a third world country, such as El Salvador, and guess what? You can inspire young people too. So guess what? We got a great cloud of witnesses that we can do it. We just got to band together and do it.
Someone who can have sickness wrecking through their bodies and they still get up another day to fight.
I got you. I got you, Miss Tudor. One thing I don't want to be a quitter and a loser. I hate when people say, "Yeah, you a loser, man." I just can't be no loser. I can't be. I'm a sore loser. I'm gonna say like Ross said one time. He was saying in a joking manner, "Say you say I'm gonna let a woman beat me, man? No, I'll punch her in her stomach."
That's right.
I'm a sore loser.
I wasn't joking.
Whatever it takes for me to win, I gotta win.
That's
how I
sick.
know I got to be saved.
That's sick. That was a crazy example. I'll punch her in the stomach.
You got to. You got to
Triple make a slip and fall.
What you got to do, huh?
But I know he was saying it in a joking manner, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that you overcome.
My bishop John here talking about he sure did. Thank you, Bishop, for throwing me under the bus.
Exactly right.
But I've had my moments. I said, you know what? I just want to give. I want to quit.
He said, cheat and throw dirt in your eye. Wow, Bishop, for real? Hold the pillar. That's right. That's what I did. Beat that pillar.
Hold the pillar, hit the other side. You don't leave a mark. Who gonna get arrested for hitting the pillar?
That's right. They can't run. I'll beat my pillar. Like you can't whip your kid. I don't whip my kid. I was just whipping my clothes. They had them on. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Be like, I don't whip my kid. I would never hit my kid. I just beat my clothes.
I beat the clothes.
They had them on.
That's right.
He said, I got to pay. Thank you, Bishop. Now I know I'm going to jail. Thank you, Bishop.
I got to tell you.
No, woman out of fun. It's great. He been me a lot. He been me a lot of years. All the way from Rainbow Drive. Rainbow Drive was actually the third location that I started out. We started out in our house. When we lived in Lithonia in the living room, and we actually started our first service on a Saturday. That's what I used to do it on Saturday. I would cook for the. I would barbecue for I would always cook something. I would teach them, and I was still amazing. I came right back to Shabbat, and then the first service. That's what I was doing. I was doing on Saturdays. But I appreciate the Most High. From there, Emerald Drive, Rainbow Drive, Glenwood to Lithonia West, to Conyers Funeral Home. From the funeral home to where we at now.
Man, but you said it. You told us this the seed in itself.
Right,
you said you started on Shabbat, and here you are doing it on Shabbat.
Right back. That's amazing. The first service. I walked out on a Thursday night. And started that Saturday. And actually, we was gonna move to Jacksonville.
Oh man, I know I'd have been in the gallery.
I was moving to Jacksonville. I was like gonna move down there, move the trucking business, and do it. And my mother-in-law, actually, the reason why I did, she told me, she said, "Why don't you do something in Atlanta?" I said, "No, I don't want to do nothing in Atlanta." I told her there's too many preachers. She said, "You could stay right here. You could do it right here." I was like, "Nah." Atlanta got too many preachers, but Jacksonville listen, they have the phone book. They have a whole section dedicated just to apostolic, not just religion.
Yeah.
Apostolic has its own pages. If you're looking for just apostolic, that threw me. I said, I've never seen a phone book that just have a whole section dedicated to apostolic churches.
Bro, you was on the radio too, but you was on the radio in Jacksonville. 'Cause I used to listen to you.
I would go down.
Was it 1360?
I think it was. Yeah, I used to go down there.
1360 AM.
I used to go down there.
Yeah.
Go down there. Yeah, I used to come on 1530. I can't remember that station. Well, it was out of it was out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I used to come on in 26 states.
Yeah, you sure came on 1360.
Down there in Jacksonville, he should love me on now. He heard me preach. He was like, man, I want you on here. He was like, I want to get you on other stations. Everybody, like the owners of all the Word Network, all the stations ever, all of them, the owners are always 69. The guy used to run Channel 68. They all love me. It was like, we love it. It's just like, I can't make no money with you because all I'm saying they going to pull. I gotta get you. Yeah, that's how I got out. AIB. And along the time me coming off that station. So I found that out. We had this guy that did our who used to do our investment. The guy, he told him that he had offered, they had told him to get me off and that they were he would pay for those times that I had take those time slots up. And he got in there, he burned it. See, a lot of people don't know this, and I know it from the station. Most do know a lot of people, they don't pay.
Yeah.
No. It was on Earl Poe was on the station I was on. The guy told me flat. He said they don't pay, but they said they can't say nothing to them because then they'll blast their station. You know these guys do it on they don't pay.
What?
Yeah, and what you gonna do when I got 50,000 members on roll, I got probably about a few 100,000 people watch me. So you think they're gonna watch your station when I call you out?
Right.
They find out you put me off. You put the man of God off doing God's work, saving souls.
Right.
That's
kind of like distorting.
Listen, they do it. They don't pay. I'm telling you, the folks done told me, if it's a lie, I guarantee they told her. I ain't gonna, one thing anybody know me tell, I don't care what a man do to me. I'm not gonna lie on nobody. I'm just not gonna do it. It ain't worth my time. I lie on them, I get found out it's a lie, then where my reputation at?
That's right.
It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling what they told me. All on Word Net, listen, they all love me. They can't do nothing. These guys fought. I seen a couple. They taught me so long tonight. They taught me about, man. Listen, they had me so long. They like, he tell me, what is it? What is that? Put the dough. Ain't no tap hole. We can take it. We got a 3-inch gap. I said, yeah. It was interesting watching him just tell me everything that I know I already said. He said, and who else gonna say something about it? He was like, one thing about it, he said, when I saw your wife run, I went on Facebook, I told her, vote for her. We got somebody gonna stand for what's right. That Pastor Tony, Elder Tony Smith wife, I know it's gonna be right, gonna be cutting down on corruption. But I appreciate it. There's been a lot of people following me a lot of years. I appreciate, people hanging it and watching me transition. I've grown. And I've been, people that know me, and I think what does attract people to me, and I encourage Love Doctor, if he's going to speak with those kids, is getting them to understand you and your purpose. Because when people go in to do those type of things, like they go in, with the suit, go in with, it's going in to impress. It's easy to impress them. I think the biggest thing is to leave an impression on them. And that's what people don't do. Everybody going to impress them. The goal is to leave an impression. So just know when you're going to talk. For me, when I talk, I said I'm playing. That's why I tell people. People like, somebody watch, and I tell people, don't do it. Just don't, because people they'll listen. They'll say the guy don't preach. All he's doing is talking. It's because of it's not their fault. It's because that's where they at.
Yeah,
they come from theatrics. They come from scripts. These guys right up, man. I get up. I might carry me my head. We don't know what nobody gonna do. They could be loved, but we don't know who. And it's happened. Val could, Val could poop while she has no shame.
Right.
She would just blurt out and fart during service.
Lady V.
And it's disgusting, but for me, I try to look over her faults and see her needs. It's hard. I had to look high. Because I'm trying to look over. I had to look high to, look over her faults to see her, to see her needs. But you got to be real high. He said the man had 50,000 watch station. By the people would pump him out at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 watts, shaking my head. Oh, yeah, he know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. He know that. Wow. It
There's a
was.
guy
Mm-hmm.
by the name of
You're right. Yeah, Travis, the FCC shit. You know what? Woman, I remember a lot of stuff. He's exactly right. So what they would do when people see water station say we 50,000 watt station. That's a lot. 50,000 watt station. I've been on 50. You'll hit 26 states. I used to come in Cuba and I think some other South American country. I would hit those places. And shoot, man. But then you license at then you got times. Like at nighttime, all that you know how you listen to your radio as it get later, you know how you'll start hearing it, start getting the static, whatever.
Yeah.
That's because what happens, the station has to turn down.
Oh.
Because other people are broadcasting. So at a certain time, when you hear your station start, you're like, it's because they have to turn watt. Nothing wrong with the station. They have to turn down. You can't broadcast. Like you could be a 50,000 watt station, but you might not be licensed, but to do with 5,000 watts.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how they get you too. We're a 50,000 watt station. Are you licensed to broadcast at 50,000 watts? That's the question. I done been on a lot of stations. So I done dealt with a lot of people. I watched a lot of scams with these people. I was 5,000 watts. You be the right station pushing, you can actually cover a lot of. You can cover counties. You can hit a good deal of area 10,000 watts. Believe it or not.
This is amazing.
That's the lifestyle. Well, I had to do this business with these people from TV. You deal with these people. You learn. Okay, now I'm learning your cheat code. Learn how you manipulate people in your speech.
Right.
So you have to know how to ask the right question. Don't get blown. We are 50,000 watt clear channel. Are you licensed to broadcast at 50,000 watts?
Right.
Because see, you're impeding on somebody else. Remember, these are waves going in the air. So if you got everybody kicking at 50, you cross it and you're gonna cause a problem.
Oh,
I need you to come down to 3,000. I need you at 5. This one's at 50.
I got you.
Yeah, I
different frequencies.
And see, like Castro had a system that where if they didn't cut it down, he could blow their system. Yeah, because they like a lot of those. And then you got shortwave radio. So I did shortwave radio too. Those now it's older people, young people don't know, but I was on shortwave. I did shortwave a little bit too. Shortwave is good. It reaches. That's how you get into other countries.
Okay.
So a lot of countries you hit the shortwave.
Did not know this. Wow.
I did a lot. I thought about going back on TV before, but I said these people.
My friend named Leroy. Me and him worked at the Duval County Courthouse. We was building the Duval County Courthouse. And this is over 15 years ago. And he and I were working together. He said, "Man, listen." He said, "You listen to radio at night?" I said, "Yeah." He said, you said go to 1360. He said, "Man, there's a preacher on Elder Smith." He said, "Listen to him one night." And you were talking about women. You were talking about women preachers this particular time. And I had came to this man telling the man about Mary had took the told the disciples that he is risen and all that. And I say, man, she sent the message. She say, "Man, if I give your daughter a message and tell her to go tell her, was she preaching?" I say, "Where you get this from?" He said, "Man, listen to the man." I say, "So when I heard you," I say, "Wow." And then he was talking about Deborah. He said, "Man," I said, "Well, man," I called her Deborah back then. He said, "Well," I said, "Well, man, Deborah, man, she preached." He said, "But guess what? She was under a tree." I say, "What?" I say, "Man, where you getting this stuff from?" I say, "Man," I was hooked ever since then. I've been listening to you. I say, "Man, it was almost like, what manner of man is this?" Because all the preachers were saying, women can preach and they could, the pants and all. And I was like, man, I had never heard any teaching like that before. And I was like, man, prove it. And when you just take the word for what it was, I was like, yeah. I said, man, I'm on to something, and we've been going ever since. But I really appreciate that. I appreciate Leroy for even introducing me to the station and be able to start hearing you for the first time. And here it is, 15 plus years later, and and I appreciate you. Also too, if you listen, Sheriff Miller, Justin Miller, if you're listening tonight, I want you to know that I listened to your limit twice, sir. When you talked about your enemy can become your radar, Man, I tell you, that was a very one of your many powerful lessons, man. I really got to glean a lot from that. You know, it ain't so much as you doing it to make your enemies your friends or be at peace with you. It's just the right thing to do, you know, to do the will of Yahuwah. And it'll save you a lot of heartache and heartbreak by doing his will. So I just want to say that to you, Sharf Miller. Yeah, that was a wonderful alignment. But gosh, what a magnificent Layla.
No, we appreciate you always, you know, coming on. It's good to see you. And like I said, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, whether people believe it or not. And I remember when you first told me about, you know, the cancer situation and everything else. And I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Bad,
you know, but it wasn't for you to the degree you wanted. And this is what I thought about. And sometimes we don't, but the word has a way of maturing us. You know, we often wonder how our demise come. And just say if you got a heads up and you knew that you were going to decease in a week. Most of us would panic out that week and wouldn't take that time and say, let me really focus on getting together. And we would lose that opportunity. Now, if he just took us out just immediately with no warning, you know, we'll say, I could have just had a chance. If I could have just known, I would have. You know, versus we don't learn to appreciate the fact that life, when he take a person we said was sudden, he's been called. There's no way to say there's been no signs, no warning. It's a matter of do you keep ignoring them?
Right.
When it comes down to yourself, it's so important to be in tune with yourself. Like kind of said with the shortwave radio, something that won't go out when a power drop. You got to be like a shortwave radio. You got to be real receptive. You know, maybe his word. And a lot of times we get bombarded with so many other different things, and we look at, oh, why couldn't my life have been that way? If it gets me to thinking about him, if it gets me to consider and become a better person, there's no way it could have been for my fall or my worse. It was always for my better. That's how I started taking things and looking at it, just like you. With you overcoming it, come here, you ain't laid over. And I mean, and it's hard, you got to deal, but you push past it. You don't realize how it is to other people. So a lot of time people spend so much time in themselves, don't realize people always, I want him to use me. I want him to use me. I want, you know, sometimes more things can be said without words. Like the words of Elohim, they don't speak, but they speak in just an existence.
Yes.
Time we worry about, you know, if I'm gonna be used, I gotta be talking, I gotta look, I gotta be dancing. Sometimes you don't have to do anything, just exist and just exemplify just how good he been. The fact that, you know, regardless of what I'm going through or how I feel, he's been better than that. You know, and we need that. That's just like you say. You don't know everything about health or whatever, but Tula, just like it's things we don't know, but we gather that from each other. That's what we impart each other. You know, every message is not verbally preached. Some of it just action.
That's right.
That's what we learn how to do. So when you're going through things for anybody out here, don't just feel like it's him attacking you. It's because he's somebody he's trying to get to, you know, be similar like you. They say, listen, have you considered? Sometimes we don't realize how, you know, he didn't offer you and say, have you considered is none like him that will learn to accept what I do? Is at the end of the day, if it worked in my salvation, you know, and I tell you this, I know he was planning to get ready to go. I was talking to some of the Akeem, I work out with them. On Wednesday nights we get finished. And they were saying, preacher, I don't know, man. You be telling us, you know, whatever it takes. Then you say, don't tell you who or whatever it takes. You say, don't do that. You know, it's like, it's confused. You know, you're being funny. I said, well, I'll tell you why I say that. Okay. I said, the reason why I tell people don't say that is because it depends on where you are.
Right.
I say, whatever it takes for me to be saved, you know, just let it happen. But what if it's the death of my wife, my kids, and my grandkids? See, we're asking, and sometimes we don't realize, in order for me to do this work that you're asking me to do, you got to go through.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes things to get critical for the average of us to get serious. You know, sometimes like a man or woman to say, hey, you know, baby, I want to talk. Get out. Will you leave me alone? Hey, baby, I want to talk. Don't you see me watching TV? You know, baby, I want to talk. You know, I'm busy. Baby, I want to talk. You always come in these times. So, you know, I've been trying to get your attention. So now you see her with her bags going. You're like, hey, where you going? I'm leaving. Leaving where? Go where? I'm leaving. I'm leaving you. Hold on for me. Leave? Yeah, I'm leaving you. Hold on. How many you leaving? Can't we talk about it? Hold on for a minute. Talk about it. That's what I tried to do before. So they're leaving. But okay, let's talk now. So sometimes Yahuwah puts us, Mr. Yahuwah puts us in a situation that get us to sit down and listen, say, I'm listening. I'm listening. And it take these, my life, I have so many things, not one, two. I have so many things in my life. If I had what they call a magic mark or a magic eraser, I erase it all. But then I would erase the person I have become.
Right.
So I've learned to accept that person, because that was a time in my life and I needed that experience. So now it's not a way people can persuade me to go back to. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've gone through it. So I realized my life, when I'm talking to people and I sound, that was, I ain't for everybody. I'm funny about this. It just depends on how I click, how I feel. I'm like, because I might not be the person for you, because where I'm going to come to you from is going to be from a real genuine place. You're going to say, I'm not used to a preacher talking like that, or a preacher, saying, I rather just get this preach word. But for me, I need you to really understand where I'm coming from. I need you to see that this is something that you are capable of doing. And in doing that, I just found it natural just expressing myself about how I feel. Hey, anybody else? Hey, me. Some people like, I ain't used to a preacher. So I hear a preacher say, I was the devil child, but now I'm on God, some God. And they, they leave that. Right. What do you mean? What did you do? How did you break that? One day, God, you came in my life. That's not practical.
Right.
For me, it was a lot of crying. It was a lot of heartache. Several times with a gun in my head, because I was like, I don't know how to do it. So when I see people, I'm that person to encourage them they can do it, because I was that person saying, I don't know how to do it, even to this point.
Right.
Being here, that means I'm at wit's end.
Yeah.
This is all I see. I'm just tired. I was that tired. So I know what it's like. I ain't that person just selling them something. I know what it's like to feel like you ain't gonna get it. I know what it's like to feel like everything you're doing is in vain. You might just quit. You might well gone back out there, whatever that I knew. And it was always I can't go back there. But what if he would allow me that mind to feel like, you know what? Go ahead and go there. So I'm gonna push you to. So when I talk to people, and it's about, I'm talking from a real genuine place, and I'm trying to get a feel for where a person is and say, hey, I just tell you about me. I do a lot of talking. I know it's just like the word is very essential to what we're doing. But if people don't see the need for it, I'm just throwing out scriptures that's not going to be beneficial to you.
Correct.
You got to see it as beneficial to you. You got to see it as something that fits you. It's like somebody I've seen people put, man, look at you. That's you. You look at me, I'm saying, that ain't me. Man, you get that. You do. I'm saying, you see something I don't see. Ain't gonna buy it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That because where you looking at, man, you get that and you want to put it. I'm hearing you, but I'm already sold on this. This is not, I wouldn't do this. And I know people have that same mind that come to salvation. So getting them to see what I see. How people have sold me something, I have bought it because I saw what they seen. I can't expect you to buy something I see unless you see it.
See it as well.
So we appreciate you. Every one of y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all too. I got a comment I want to say. Something about what you just said. I just thought of something. I want everybody to know this right here. My saying for the night is anything that's worth keeping is worth working for.
Okay, first of all, that didn't make no sense. Okay. How you keep something that you ain't worked for? If you work for it and got it, I can see then it's worth keeping.
You just got to live a little bit longer and it'll make sense.
Hold on for a second. Okay, I lived longer since you done said that, and it still don't make no sense. Just for the record.
I remember when I was your age. I remember I used to be your age. You just take a little life experience.
God doggo. Boy, I tell you.
He can't top that saying. He can't top that at all.
That man, listen, that's in the category of his own. But I want to also too, y'all, before we depart for the night, I want tell y'all about a person also that's a big inspiration as well. Chris. I can recall when when his wife passed. It was around the same time my mom had passed, just right before or after, shortly thereafter. And the perseverance he displayed in light of all that. The man he kept being in call, still was reading, still, interacting. And that really is, it still inspired me to this day, that to lose somebody that close to you, and didn't walk away, didn't blame you, didn't say, "Oh, I'm done," and still persevering. Like Big Lee, Kennedy, a lot of those guys. I just sit back and just look at their situation, just by being in Kahal and listening to every their testimonies and things they endure and constantly still go through and persevere. Man, that's just, why would you quit? And to totally be honest, I don't feel sorry for my situation or woe is me. I need some sympathy, because I look at these guys, what I'm going through is just as equivocal to what they've been through, if not greater. Because everybody's situation is unique in his own way, and they have to overcome that. It might be easy that's easy for you to say you don't have what I got, but I look at it the opposite. I look at Ra'an and Miss Tula like, man, y'all got hundreds of people that depend on y'all, if not thousands of people, and you still toe the line, hold the line. You too, Love Doctor, man, you wrote a book, Wound Management, before you was even married. Come on, I mean, who can only do that but the power of Yahuwah? I mean, it sounds comical, but it's just like Yahuwah can only do that. Don't put it on my Yahuwah.
Don't put that book on my Yahuwah. I don't say. Tell my please, you don't want to give me that. Please don't put that book on my Yahuwah.
He's jigging at you, though, Love Doctor.
Yeah, I know. I can see it in his eyes. He's really hard.
You see it on his eyes. The man's not even looking.
Don't just say you wrong. Just say you woke up one day and lost your damn mind. That's what you put on now.
But I just had to say that, man. Y'all just been. Oh, shout out to Derek Lawson. I messaged you earlier, Joker, and you ain't messaged me back. At least I didn't check my messages, but I'll hob you. But yeah,
you got a hard minute high in it. You don't he answer the phone. And you don't he return your message.
Derek said, "Man, go and do."
Actually, on that note, Derek Lawson, I appreciate you. You started to learn me pretty well. It's by that time. I appreciate y'all. If y'all excuse me, I want y'all to carry on and confederate. I definitely hob you. Always
that was really your quote.
That was terrible, man. You gotta do something. I ain't even told the people I gotta tell them. Hold on, let me tell them this. Listen, y'all.
Yes.
Again, y'all know we appreciate all y'all for allowing us to come in your home, come in your hearing, share this time, because you guys don't realize. Listen, tired, beat, on the go. Like it was like thing after thing happening, situation after situation, but we got through it. Coming and seeing you guys here and waiting and ready to go, it does my heart good to know. People appreciate what you do. Appreciate my wonderful co-host Tuli, Joe, Love Doctor. Appreciate Confederate. All of y'all got. I mean, all of y'all. It take y'all to do what we do. We appreciate y'all hanging in here, being afraid. And there's other people that listen that don't come on here and comment. My niece. Saying she even told me that she is going to get with her grandfather and she's going to get him to pay me the money he owes me for marrying her. Because I told her I want my money. I need my money. It'll be 30 years next month sometimes. I want my money for 30 years. I done played around. We've been going 30 years. I need my money. Let me make sure I get my money. But no, we appreciate y'all guys, every one of y'all. And don't forget, they ask you, do you mind? You tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night right here on Two Mics and My Mind. And nobody else told you they love you. Hey, we love you. And our name is called a hop. Tuli, Resident Joe, Confederate 48, take us home.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayno, come on, Wayno, since you off.
We on the home. Huh?
He went dark.
He on now. Anyway, go ahead.
Who gonna give us? Go ahead. Give us. We never
on
him.
Yeah, no. If
you do
anything is worth keeping, it's worth working for.
Oh, okay.
Everything what?
That's what I'm saying.
That way it be confirmed. He said it twice. That means it's confirmed. He is officially lame. That's our law. At the mouth of 2 or 3, that's twice. That means he's officially lame. So let's go. What y'all got for us tonight? We just coming out here. Don't use nothing he used. So what you got for us, Confederate?
Ooh, let me see. If hate is a resident in your life, serve it an eviction notice today.
Okay. All right. You I don't want to wait to go. He said, I thought he was gonna say serve it. I said
he was gonna say that though. Let me see.
Serve it an eviction. I like that. I take that. Tula, what you got off the dome?
Hey,
hold on. Before you go, why you think? Hold on. I know Derek got what I'm saying. People are like buses. One come along every 15 minutes. You just gotta be smart enough to know who gonna help take you to the right destination. Listen, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. They can't do nothing with that.
They can't, man. He's a poet.
No, he is.
They don't even know it.
Who that? Gotta collect. Andrew. He go kill him. Look at him face. Look at him face, Andrew. Y'all better look like y'all appreciate him. Gotta close the window that hurts you, no matter how beautiful the view is. Man, watch out. They can. Oh, they done. They are done.
Well, they got.
Man, you just jugged them.
Richard, this is Google stuff.
No. Buy everything through Rent a Center, Lord. Stop it. What kind of wait for him, Paul? Yeah, what? That's what Paul was. And that's good to see you. We ain't seen you in 50, 100 years at Derry. That man said, I missed that. He said, buy everything through a Rent a Center Lawson. Well, that's one for the record. What you got for a residential? Oh, what Tula supposed to be there? What you got for a Tula?
Man, what you say about hate?
Yeah.
Now you got to be about
hate.
Tula, look at Tula about that hate alone. Thank you so much. He don't read that. Let's see y'all do it without hating on him.
Okay.
I like Andrick until he just.
Look at that. He just said it too, and you fell right in it. Look at him. Do something different. He just said, "Watch out, start hating." What you got?
I ain't gonna hate. I don't have an original tonight, especially with that. I got a
smell didn't fix his credit.
Richard, what is yours?
Let me see what I have to say. I didn't think of that. So I think of mine when I'm right here. Let me see. Let me see.
Come on, Rob. Pull it on down.
Hate.
Oh my goodness. Come on here when you going. Are you going off of hate?
Yeah, that's what we're following. That's what Confederates start hate. He started with hate.
All right, well, come on, what you got with? I'm see what you
Let hate
road.
Preacher, stop. He always does that.
We're tuned in.
Go down hate road and make a right and turn right to love Boulevard.
Oh, don't drop your head, Miss Tula.
I'm trying to think too. Hold on.
Go down hate road and turn right to Love Boulevard.
I can go with that.
In real life? Oh.
Yeah.
No, Richard, no.
Hey, make a right on Love
We
Boulevard.
haven't seen those in a while.
I'm trying to see if I can just black. I only want I'm trying to make that disappear out of everybody's mind. Are you serious?
Make a right on Love Boulevard.
You go down Hay Street, but turn right on Boulevard.
On Love Boulevard. That's it. That's the right thing to do.
That's it. You on Hay Street now. You travel down.
Hay Street, so turn right.
Boulevard.
To Love Boulevard.
That's it. That's how you do it.
I know right here. Okay. Listen, I have enjoyed and loved the time we had together.
Thank you.
I hate that it has come to an end.
Oh, why you had to come so practical, Raw?
Oh, bam. Go down, match the gas, and go through the ditch and cut through the bush, and it's a pathway. Now, you try to make another left. And
I love the time we had and hate that it had to come to an end. God, that's cold.
You so lame.
That's not even a quote.
I'm so lame. Go down the street and turn right. If you hate your tires, what you hate, man?
And hate the dead end.
I like that. Hey, Dr. Joe, you say hate is a dead end.
I'm just following her patterns. That's all. You guys got to catch up.
You said read Lady B and give her a check for what? For that? What the Lady B said?
What she say?
Come on, Harriet.
Come on. Oh my goodness. Who she calling Harriet? That is dirty. Who she calling Harriet? Did she have some? What did it come? And Charlie and not Uncle Rucker. What is that? She just want to fight somebody anyway. You know what? Princeton done got just the baddest Val. Somebody, and he said somebody gun me kicked in. Yeah, when she did that, go down the street and turn right off of hate and turn it. I don't know what it threw me so bad. I'm so thrown.
I got it.
I'm so disappointed. I like that. That was my taxpayer money going to.
That's a niche. That was a niche saying. That's a niche saying. That was curated for the niche. It's very rare that you get that.
Oh, them hand claps she was doing, she laughing at you. She doing that, she's laughing at you.
Don't y'all use that tomorrow. I know that.
Actually, man, not.
Come on, Dr. Joe.
Don't use the bathroom.
Confederate, I was trying to be like, have a good night, y'all.
No, you're not getting away.
First of all, I saw the show last week, and I want to say, I'm writing a little checklist for those that did my quote last week. Te mato, balaba. Preacher, I saw you.
What do?
Te mato. He's Spanish last week. I was like, wow.
Yeah, see on there. He said he always there, just never say that. Now, what's your quote? Give us your quote this week. We listen. Go ahead.
Woo. Okay, let's see. Hate the actions that will lead you to destruction and love the one that will build you in life.
Okay.
That's good now, Raha.
Simple to the point. I learned it from my Raha.
You know.
How do you do that?
Can it fly? Like what? What?
Hate the actions
you
that
get
lead
so
to
deep and you
destruction.
just come out there and lose it. What happened? Let me just
Hate the actions that will lead you to destruction and love the actions that will. You see, I lost it now. That will lead you to build your life. That's so positive.
So when you said again, did you hear why I said it from once? Was it one of the time when you said the second time you said, what was I thinking about the first time? Sometimes you want people to say that if they can hear it themselves, they'll say, I probably don't need to say it like, go down the street. Hang a right, love. Like, what are you talking about? What are y'all doing?
And hate the dead end. Just hate the negative behaviors.
Turn right.
And love the positive behaviors.
If you on Hate Street, turn right on Love Boulevard.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Just be mindful. Just be focused. Just be aware.
And mindless, and where you supposed to be focused and mindless and aware?
Things that are not conductive to your life.
Be focused on things that are not productive for your life.
Hate those things that are not productive, preacher. I've heard from you.
Oh, you just said.
Remember when we used to? You console. You said hate those behaviors that do not conduct you to those the end that you're supposed to be focusing on. Guys, I learned from my Raw.
Do this.
Can't go wrong.
Listen. Don't get me locked up, okay? I feel them people can be coming because you keep putting them saying them folks that get somebody gonna get me out these streets. I know these folks get me out the street, and that's how I say they gonna get me. They gonna let her be putting out these boogie woogie saying. I get them for out.
I'll take you out.
I'm trying to get you over there at El Salvador prison for a little bit.
Oh no.
He said, "Be careful, ladies, because the same woman that tells you you look good to her face will call you a heifer behind your back." Bam. It help y'all out. Y'all know women grind with each other.
Anyway, she's been cut us.
See that? He might be talking about Val. One of them. They mistreat him so bad. All them guys do is show love to him. What she put? She changed her whole quote.
I did. I'm just trying to please my preacher.
I sure they come out better than you trying to please.
I'll do better next week.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna hold you to it, but definitely everybody will appreciate.
So you'll lead it off there, Dr. Joe.
Could be.
Yeah, we're gonna hold it to that one too. No, that's good. We definitely again tube to see you, Confederate. Have me on here.
Good to be seen.
Everybody, y'all. Other co-hosts, Love Doctor, the doo-doo turd man, him as well, when he wipes and washes his hands. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate him too. You gotta do those two things. Wipe. Don't go wash your hand, then wipe. Because I know he gonna wash when he get through. Wipe
At this time, shower, preacher.
Who?
At this time, he needs to shower. Like
he should
get in the shower. Yeah.
He should have been showered. I would trust his wife in making sure she put some soap in there to help encourage her husband.
Right.
Oh my God.
At least he don't take a bath. At least wet his side of the bed. You know what I'm saying? So every time he roll over, he wash himself. I mean, you gotta be crazy. These guys don't like to take bath. Listen, a lot of men, that bath thing is
critical.
And then critical. I don't be thinking know how to take no bath. They just gone, just pop in their bed and just keep moving. Y'all guys got to clean that body. You want to stay tidy, you got to clean that body. That's right. That's your mashkan. You want to come dwell in there. He don't dwell in unclean places. So we always talk about how Val is a wonderful person, and all we get is that is too. And you know what y'all do all the time. Him and all they do is keep her lifted up on a pedestal. That's why you gotta leave us. That's why they leave. That's why the other slave masters left their slaves in the field. Because when you put them on the pedestal, that's it. You lose it.
The pedal is called an auction block. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get ready to go. Listen, appreciate y'all so much. Again, I hope y'all look to see it. Some of y'all, I should see y'all tomorrow night if I'm correct. Yeah, well, let's get ready to do it. And I appreciate y'all.
I hope y'all.
Yeah. What happened?
We'll leave y'all with this quote.
Yes.
This was actually for Love Doctor, but he's gone. Some people can touch your life for a brief moment, but leave an imprint for a lifetime.
Well, so some people can do what?
Some
touch
people
your life for a moment.
Can touch your
leave
life
an imprint for a lifetime.
but will leave an imprint for a lifetime.
That's what we're trying to get him to do. Sit down, and I told him that. Then I right.
You did.
That's right. That's right. Leave an impression. Isn't that right?
Andrew.
Andrew, look at Boo. Look at he. You know, I'm telling why he had to do that. Cause of how much fight and hate he had to go through. Y'all never compliment him on the hard work he does and the how valiant he is in getting them now and productive and just how he coordinated and how he put work. He has the most beautiful words. He has the best words like Trump. And all y'all let him did was try to discourage that man and get him off. So Andrew, to me, I say salute to you, sir. You have done a great job every time. And these haters don't understand. They just don't understand. No, Andrew, she's working on my credit. Oh, okay. Yeah, you working on his credit. Stop wearing that jealousy every week. That green doesn't match your skin. Oh, he green with envy?
Boom.
There it is.
So I had to keep that for. I know it's too much on that. It's too much. But y'all know we definitely appreciate all of y'all again. Y'all definitely all have a great night. Cause we are you. We are you. Yeah.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, hearing the most listened to
Ultimate power in the universe.
Dr. Joe's Mike's in the mind on the radio.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until
Yeah. We'll hug y'all. Come home. Let's see y'all.